Hey everybody, today's episode of Yuki
Waterpon!
by the letter O for Orichalcomylos!
Orichalconosis.
I
Orichalcomylos!
have that in here, it's
The
illegal.
seal of Orichalcos.
Hey!
This is the
Joey!
first arc where they've introduced Waterpon.
Ha-ha!
Why does everybody
Yes,
love
Waterpon.
Waterpon so much?
They don't. It sucks ass. It was a
It
joke. It was
literally
a reoccurring.
it exists to be tributed. That's it.
Okay.
It was a joke
It's a
joke in Yu-Gi-Oh! The
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Abridged series that when Yugi took Kaiba's deck to merge with his in Noah's virtual world, he found Watapon in Kaiba's deck and he made fun of it to Joey and he said, "Hey, Joey! Watapon! Heh, what a mook!"
Yes.
I see.
And
Yes.
it is now my headcanon that Yugi put Watapon in his deck just to remind himself that he found it in Kaiba's deck once in fake. Because Watapon literally entered existence as one of Yugi's cards, and I'm not sure if Little Karibo knew that at the time.
Not only that, it's a promo for
The movie.
The movie, yeah, you get that
So
promo Watapon.
Watapon's existence here is the only indication that the movie may or may not be canon. Because
Anyway.
this movie overrides a lot of the stuff that's in there. Kaiba's
Okay.
right back to not believing in magic, and Pegasus is all like, "Oh, we haven't dueled in so long! Come
Okay,
back
to be
to
fair,
Duelist Kingdom, you haven't been here in so long!"
I haven't dueled you in so long because Pyramid of Light is non-canon.
To be fair,
Even
I could
amongst
totally
the
see,
filler arc that is also non-canon.
I could totally see Kaiba being like, "Oh, all this magic shit with the Pyramid of Light didn't happen, doesn't count. I don't believe it."
Oh, you mean...
That's the only way to describe it, because this
It doesn't
arc,
count.
this entire arc is also filler, so it's equally as non-canon as Pyramid of Light.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Absolutely.
It's
Oh my God, okay.
The cards introduced in this arc aren't even in Duel Links. Doesn't count.
I hate that. Practically like 90% of the cards that anyone in this arc plays don't exist.
Hey, the Guardians exist.
Most of Raphael's cards that didn't exist at the time have since been made, except for Backup Garda, which has the most potential for being meta.
Wait. They didn't make Backup Garda?
They haven't made Backup Garda yet.
You know, I just assumed they had because they had made because they made every one of his other cards real. So they even made Guardian.
Yeah,
they
when
even
they
made
when they-
Guardian Dread Scythe real. You haven't even seen that yet, or you had.
We haven't met her. We haven't met her yet.
I've
She's
seen
hot.
it because I watched ahead an entire show
No,
again.
You know,
Isn't she
Why?
hot, Liam?
Liam, I've already seen every episode of this show twice. Why are you rewatching so fast?
Because I want... Bro, I don't want to just stop in the middle of a fucking arc. Fuck off.
Joe,
And
it's
besides,
because he was
joke's
bored.
on you, because last time I watched ahead 2 weeks, and I was able to put those 2 weeks towards preparing for Bionicle Day. I didn't have to watch any more Yu-Gi-Oh!
Anyway, so Yugi's God cards. Everyone wants
Yes.
Yugi's God cards.
Just like the movie, everyone wants that motherfucker's God cards.
But
Get used to Haga and Ryuzaki being shit
Weird.
characters in this
Oh,
season,
that
because
was-
they are just there for comic relief now.
Dear
Wow.
God, they are so
Okay.
much more interesting when they have confidence in themselves. Holy shit!
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
They are amazing comic relief characters. But dear God, what the fuck? It's like when Mai gets depressed, she gets angry. When these guys get depressed, they get
I mean,
this.
okay, let's be fair. This entire season is just Mai suffers from crippling PTSD, the anime featuring equip cards.
Yeah.
I guess. I guess.
That's pretty much the entire season.
I mean,
Anyway,
that's
so
some of
everyone
the
wants
first half of the
Yugi's.
season.
So everybody wants Yugi's god cards, but the only people who successfully steal them are bikers.
Yeah, but they have to try real hard to do it.
Apparently, there do in fact exist kick-ass biker gangs in Yu-Gi-Oh! And they probably wear face masks.
I love how this season starts off. It's like Yugi's going to the museum. He's gonna find his lost memories. But then something is interfering with me. Some outside power. It's the power of filler.
Yeah, it
Yep.
turns out the museum's ice cream maker's on the fritz, and as soon as Yugi showed the god cards to the tablet, lightning shot out, and the whole fucking tablet.
They forgot they accidentally stored it in front of the air conditioning unit.
It just froze up in ice. Just fucking ice. You would think that the lighting in because like museum cases are lit inside the case. It gets really hot in there. That's why they don't store wax figurines in the glass cases. They store them on the floor, outside, because the lighting will melt them. But yeah, so you think that, and we see it later in the arc. They're like halfway through, like it's still fucking frozen.
Yeah.
That's some good ice right there.
It's magic ice.
Atlantis should take some of their magic plot ice and take it to Antarctica because global warming.
But yeah, so the tablet
Imagine
gets all
if
frozen over.
Antarctica was made out of this never melting ice.
So the tablet gets all frozen over, and then Duel Monsters are real, even more real than they were before. And they're like flying around and hitting buildings
so
and
real,
stuff.
in fact, that everybody in the world starts harassing Kaiba. It's like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Is someone's dual disc broken? Joey literally says, is someone's dual disc broken?
They're so real that Tristan forgot they were real.
Kaiba says, no, you idiots, like, shut down. It's like, you need bat-themed hologram projectors in order to summon monsters in real life. How could this possibly be my fault? I shut the whole thing down, and they were still coming.
But he could be lying. He is a CEO.
He does lie a lot.
Yeah.
But I believe him
let's not
because
forget the times he's murdered people.
See, I believe him because I've seen this show like 3 times. There is no doubt in my mind that this is all Atlantis bullshit.
Yeah, but, you know.
And
that's the only thing I didn't like about this season. Like, as a whole, I absolutely loved this season. It was probably my favorite season of the entire show so far.
Mm-hmm.
But the bullshit about Atlantis, just in general, was just
So
we already got ancient Egyptian bullshit. They could have done and said everything they did without tying it to Atlantis.
No, they needed Atlantis, dude. We needed Atlantis, and we needed the constant sad backstories.
So I liked the character development that they had for the Three Musketeers.
And that the people whining about losing season.
So the confusing thing about Atlantis is that in this, it takes place thousands of years before Egypt, but in English, it takes place after Egypt.
No. It says I'm watching it. It says 10,000 years.
No, but in the 4Kids dub, it seems to
the
take
Egyptian
place.
stuff is sooner.
It seems.
Yeah, I was just no. I'm watching the 4Kids dub right now. It tells me.
No. What Josie's trying to say is there's a difference. There's a difference in the sub and the dub when the Egyptian stuff happened.
That's what Joe was saying too. Let him finish.
Yeah, because Yugi. It's implied that the Pharaoh was like directly involved in 4Kids. Whereas here, it's another reincarnation thing. Apparently, there was an incarnation of Yugi and the Pharaoh in Atlantis. Probably.
Anyway.
And we'll find out who next in 2 weeks. But for now, we're gonna murder an old man over trading cards.
Yeah, so...
Again.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Again.
So basically, the Duel Monsters, they're running around in real life. Everybody's just sort of like, well, there's nothing much we can do about that. Better get on with our day, I guess.
And then, like, Yugi's grandpa is, like, polishing the god cards, I guess?
He's
why don't they have these? Like, I don't understand. Why don't they have them in fucking sleeves?
Because sleeves don't exist in this world.
Yeah,
Don't you know card sleeves don't fit in the dual discs?
They actually don't.
Oh, yeah, I know they don't. Shut up.
In real life, the dual disc toys they made, card sleeves just wouldn't fit. But yeah, so Yugi's grandpa is just staring at these things like, oh, my crush with Blackluster Soldier is cancelled. I'm in love with the gods now. But then a kick-ass biker gang comes in and steals them.
Yes.
Because they don't lock their doors even after closing time. If the door isn't locked, then the store must not be open. I mean, must not be closed. But like, there's a thunderstorm or some shit, and it's night. Shouldn't it be closed by now? This is an independent business. They can close whatever the fuck they want. They don't close when it's sleepy times.
Yes.
What if they just open 24/7?
Yugi's grandpa just stays there with it the whole time.
If someone comes in, an alarm is set off, and Yugi's grandpa wakes up.
Yugi's grandpa isn't actually that old. He just looks like that because he doesn't get any sleep.
Remember when Yugi went to duel Joey at the end of Battle City, and when he opened the door, his grandpa just showed up? Yugi, where are you off to? I have to duel Joey for plot reasons. The viewers won't get to see it. Oh, that's fine then. Don't come back. Don't come back until after closing. Grandpa, we're open all the time. You don't sleep. I'm a cat. And Yugi's grandpa becomes a cat.
So anyway, the god cards get stolen by these the three musketeers of Doma, and you know what? You gotta admire them. They at least kidnapped Yugi's grandpa right off the bat. They didn't try and buy it from him. Kaiba did.
They didn't actually kidnap Yugi's grandpa. They just beat the crap out of him.
They just beat the shit out of him and stole the god cards.
Oh yeah, that's right. Anyway,
give me your cards, old man. What? I don't speak English anymore. I am a giraffe.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're just gonna take the god cards, and you're gonna lie on the floor helpless. Okay.
So yeah, they did that, and Yugi obviously, he's like, oh no, Grandpa, why did they do that?
Because of the plot, Yugi. Because of the plot.
And the bikers are like, okay, look, it's us, the three musketeers of Doma. We're evil. Go duel us at the top of a skyscraper that's not been built yet.
The unfinished building is what they call it. Because in this entire town that's meant to be an analog to Tokyo, there is only one building currently in construction. In the whole town. City town.
Well, there was that one stadium, but I guess that got finished.
Yeah, Kaiba Corp was
the Kaiba Stadium. No, they never finished it. They just stopped development on fake development on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
maybe it's the same building.
I don't know. I just want you to know I'm joking. I actually have no idea.
Anyway, Yugi's got to duel Guillermo del Toro now.
Yes. He's got to duel Gurimo, who is,
and he's going to play the poor man's shadow game.
Yep, it is a mistranslation like Ishizu, because Japanese people can't pronounce Guillermo. I can barely pronounce it.
Guillermo. Oh, is that actually what
you
his name's
start
meant
by
to be?
not pronouncing the L.
Guillermo.
It's just Guillermo.
Yes, Guillermo.
Okay.
Yes, this is the movie man who made the movies.
Guillermo del Toro?
Yes, what movies has he made? Good movies.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Kill Bill, I think, was one of his.
I think was he Hellboy?
You're thinking yes, he did Hellboy.
That guy.
Who did Kill Bill then?
Liam,
God,
you know this.
I know
What's
the
his-
name. I know the person. It's off the top of my head.
Fuck!
Robert
Fuck!
Rodriguez.
I can't remember. No! Oh my God! What's his name? Fuck! Let me look this shit
Do you
up.
think
Can't
all the famous
Quentin
movie directors
Tarantino.
are in?
Oh,
Quentin Tarantino,
Oh yeah,
there
the
you
foot
go.
guy. Oh yeah, the foot fetish
Guillermo
guy.
del Tarantino and Tarantula. That
Do you think
guy.
all the famous movie directors are in Doma?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I think of them as like the Illuminati. They're basically the Illuminati.
Yeah.
They have circles.
so-
They have circles and pentagrams instead of triangles.
They do. But yeah, Guillermo, whatever his face is, he looks like a
Guillermo.
background character, but he's not.
He's basically a background character.
I mean, yeah, he just exists to introduce the concept of the barrier of Orichalcos.
So the first thing he does in the show is steal Rex and Weevil's souls, and he name drops them specifically, like it is his goal to go after these two guys specifically. And then later on in the series, they meet Darts, the head of Doma, and they're like, "Who are these guys?" Oh, they claim to be important. No, we don't claim to be important. We are important. I've never heard of you two people in my life. So apparently, Guillermo is so unimportant to Doma that he is tasked with going after no-name mooks. Specific ones. Like, he has a list of people that Darts doesn't care to memorize the names of.
I mean, to be fair, Rex and Weevil are, like, the regional champions of Japan.
And none of the higher-ups at Doma give a shit. Again,
Yeah, because the show doesn't give a shit.
Again, they bring Rex and Weevil later on, like at the end of what we watched this week. They bring them to their leader, and he's like, "And who are these guys?" And then Raphael is like, "Oh, they claim to be the regional champion and the runner-up." And they're like, "What the fuck? It's in the news. It was in the news. We got big
just
trophies.
gave me a trophy.
How do you think that Weevil can afford all that hair dye? Look at that. How do you think Weevil can afford all that hair dye if we don't have card
How do you
game
think
money?
Ryuzuki can afford his hat?
Yeah, he has to buy a new hat every day because dogs keep peeing on him.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to the scene where he gets peed on by the dog. That's so
Well, yeah,
funny.
but it's near the end. It's near the end because they're comic relief for most of what we watched here.
Anyway, so
Guillermo, he plays
Yugi's
a warrior
duel
deck.
in Guillermo.
He plays a warrior swarm deck because it is the absolute best deck to show off Seal of Orichalcos. He's got his whole strategy relies on swarming weak ass monsters that happen to not be weak ass because the Seal of Orichalcos.
Yeah, so what the Seal of Orichalcos does is it gives a permanent plus 500 buff to all your monsters, and also it means whoever loses the duel gets their soul sucked into a card.
Yep. Also,
it's Pegasus again.
It lets him summon more. It lets you summon more monsters than 5.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. I never felt like that was much of a restriction in other duels, but I guess it's less of one now.
Well,
it's
not
a
a restriction until you decide to start spamming your motherfucking ass off. Then you start noticing it.
I guess so.
So at the first few episodes going through this review, I realized something. Why does the Seal of Orichalcos have gameplay specific things that it does? And then I thought, wait, okay, what if in the ancient days the Orichalcos just acted as an additional power source for you to summon more monsters with?
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Probably something like that.
In the classical Shadow games, people tend to only summon 3 monsters. They can summon 5, but any more than that is a huge mental strain, and they will die. But not if you have a shiny rock.
Yep.
I think we actually do only ever see ancient Egyptians summoning 3 at once, at most.
Anyway, so Yugi's dueling this guy, and he's like, oh, he's got Obelisk. I bet he
got
can't use
Obelisk.
Obelisk. Oh god, he can use Obelisk.
You can only use Obelisk if you have plot relevance. Oh no, I guess that card bestows plot relevance on anyone who plays it. Yep, that's one of the effects of the Seal of Orichalcos. Bestows plot relevance on anyone who uses it.
Yeah.
So Yugi tries to destroy the Seal of Orichalcos and it doesn't work!
Because magic.
Because plot MacGuffin cards don't like being destroyed easily.
You know what's amazing too? If you look at the actual effects of the real Seal of Orichalcos card, it's almost nothing like what they have in the show. Like,
Hey,
it'll
no,
let
you
you summon
get
more
the-
monsters,
really,
and it'll
really
raise the
hard.
attack points, but then it has some other random shit that you can only do, like, once per turn.
Konami tried really, really hard, man. There's a lot of shit that this card does that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so it obviously, with how much I talked about the booster packs that tied into the Noah's Virtual World arc, that, like, it almost seems like the anime writers collaborated with Konami to make cards that actually made sense for the setting and worked and had actual mechanics that could work. No, I think they were so blindsided by how long Kazuki Takahashi was taking to finish Millennium World, the final arc, that they had to just shit out this filler arc as quickly as possible, and they did do a good job, but goddamn, the Seal of Orichalcos mechanically makes no sense.
Anyway, Liam, they had to give some drawbacks to it because just net boosting the attack of all monsters by 500 and being undestroyed and can't be destroyed, and what's the other effect? Protecting your
10
monsters
monsters.
is pretty good. It has no drawbacks at all.
Yeah, it more or less does it more. See, what they could do is there's an archetype called the Monarchs these days that the drawback to the Monarch archetype is that you can't have extra deck monsters or summon monsters from the extra deck. So fusions, synchros, ixies, pendulums, you're locked out. They could take the drawback from the Monarch deck and put that on the Seal of Orichalcos.
That's what they did.
And I think that is what they were going for. That is what they were going for, but not really. Because what it does is, to simulate something that happens to Yugi later on, when you activate the Seal of Orichalcos, it destroys any monster you have that's been special summoned. And that's it. I think it would make more.
It also makes it so you can't summon monsters from the extra deck.
I think it would be good if it could restrict either player from summoning from the extra deck, because I'm fairly certain
That would be bullshit. That would
but only with the legendary dragon cards.
You would win the duel automatically in most cases if that was the case.
I know. Yeah, I'm just coming. See, another restriction they could do is, and this is something so the soul thing is like an actual effect of the card in the anime. Like, if you lose your soul. What if they made the card a match winner?
Oh
so
god, then it would get banned?
Yeah, so it would automatically be forbidden for tournaments, and they can go ahead and make it as broken as they want.
Anyway. So
what
this
is
duel,
if you're playing, if you're playing a best 2 out of 3 duel match, that's what matches are. Then if you win once with the Seal of Orichalcos out, you win the whole match.
If you win with the Seal of Orichalcos, then you get to beat the crap out of your opponent in real life.
Yeah, you
get a punch.
Oh no!
No, there's an archetype for that. Don't worry, we'll get there.
We haven't gotten to the cards that let you beat your opponent up in real life.
Okay.
That's literally the episode after the one we finish on. Don't worry.
That's next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say it puts a whole new meaning to the phrase beatdown deck.
One thing that's weird about Guillermo is that one random monster he plays seems to be someone at Konami's favorite card, because Warrior Digrepher has like an entire lore thing centered around him.
Yes.
There's a shit ton of cards that are just Warrior Digrepher, but a thing happened. And there's an evil Digrepher, there's a there's a special one. There's like a good one, and like there's a whole bunch of cards where the artwork is like a scene from a story about this dude's life, and like, wow.
Yes, him and Warrior Lady of the Wasteland have quite the thing.
Yeah. I think like a spin-off of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's just about the Duel Monsters dimension that apparently exists would be something, because there's a lot of lore here that's basically unexplored. And like there's a scene later on when Joey goes on about why Gearfried the Iron Knight is so special.
Yeah. Anyway, so right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But for now,
we'll
Yugi
get
wins
to
the
all
duel.
of that. But Yugi wins the
duel
duel because of course he does. He never ever wins. He never ever loses ever. Not once.
Ever.
Not even once. Yeah. That time when Kaiba threatened to kill himself didn't count.
Doesn't count. No.
Doesn't count.
Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah,
so,
but in Guillermo's dying breath, he throws the Obelisk the Tormentor card to the main characters.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, the main antagonists. He's like, Raphael, I fucked up. Here's Obelisk. And then he just throws it.
Now there's 3 of you, and you can actually call yourselves the 3 Musketeers instead of the 3+1.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I was like I want to call myself a third wheel, but there's supposed to be 3 of you, so I'm like a 4th wheel. That should add stability. You know what? It's just easier if I'm dead. I'm sorry to have inconvenienced you all.
Yep.
Goodbye, my friends!
Yep, and as he gets soul sealed, Rex and Weevil souls come out of their cards and go back to their bodies.
Yeah, apparently, like, when after Guillermo got these guys, Darts was like so adamant that he didn't want these guys. He just authorized Raphael to just, if the Pharaoh wins his first duel with Doma, just release them.
Yeah.
We don't want them.
He just kind of does it, yeah.
I thought that when you got beat, anyone you sealed away got unsealed away.
Well, see, that would be Shadow Game rules.
That's how the That's apparently how the Shadow Games work. Sealed or Macaca Melos is a different thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I don't like about the whole Orichalcos arc that they have going, which we'll learn more about in the next week, is like they just added another name to Orichalcum.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like this is our original metal.
Well, I mean, Orichalcum is the metal they have. It's in the shards that they're their necklaces and shit.
No, that's still called Orichalcos.
Oh, my brain must have just assumed. But now that he says Orichalcos stone, I remember now.
Okay. No. The material the stone was made out of was Orichalcum.
They still call it Orichalcos.
I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say, so don't interrupt me when I'm saying it. Okay?
Oh, you're one to talk. I've been messaging you for like 10 minutes telling you to not interrupt people.
Wait, what?
Rip.
Oh, I haven't been checking Discord, Liam. I've been staring at the Audacity screen, making sure it doesn't stop recording. It hasn't yet. Anyway, so there was a big rock called the Orichalcos. It was made out of Orichalcum. It got broken up into little bitty bits that were still called Orichalcos, but were made of Orichalcum.
Well, I watched the entire season, and not once is the word Orichalcum ever said.
Liam, I'm just trying to make the canon make sense. If you don't want to play in this space, you don't have to.
Okay, you ready for this? It's okay, Liam. You're okay. You're forgiven. Google it, looking it up. Orichalcos is a Greek word that literally translates to mountain copper / metal, although some scholars believe blah blah blah.
So it's just a different existing word for Orichalcum.
Yes.
So
I have never heard of Orichalcum.
Damn you, language!
Oh, look, it's a magic metal that doesn't really exist. There you go.
Yeah,
now you know.
Actually, they found that Orichalcum probably did exist now.
Oh my god, shut up. I'm trying to explain to Chip.
It's in Terraria.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, look, it turns out Orichalcos, Duarturos, and Tritos just mean second and third, respectively.
They don't know what those are yet.
Yeah.
We don't know what those are yet.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I do.
I do.
And I didn't know that, actually. I thought it was just a secondary name for those cards.
Well, now you know.
Why would the word for 3 have the prefix trite in it if it wasn't a real word?
Oh my god, who cares? Let's continue. Okay.
So
okay.
Yugi wins,
Yeah!
and he gets a call from Arthur Hopkins, who's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm in Japan again, and I got some stuff to tell you."
No. He gets his daughter is a lady now, and she sexually assaults Yugi.
I was just wondering. My favorite part is like, wow, Rebecca, you look completely different. Yeah, the character designers just decided I looked too annoying and childish, so they made me look like I aged 6 years in 1 month.
Yeah. She's 12 now, probably.
Oh, and
She's 12
she's-
now.
I think she's 11 still, and she's in college. She looked 8
Yeah.
before, but now she's
Yeah.
now she looks like fucking at least 20.
And now she's
By
extremely horny
anime
for
standards,
Yugi.
anyways.
Hey, let me start a flame war in the comments. Let me ruin our comment section. She looks older than Uzaki-chan.
Oh god, shut up.
You stop that!
She does not. But you know, whatever. Oh my god. Let's not even talk about
That's
that
a
character.
conversation for another day.
Okay, I'm sorry viewers, but I have to say, I don't care either way. Uzaki-chan just looks like an anime girl. She doesn't look any older or younger than anyone else. The only thing,
Yep.
she's at least 19, so she's fucking legal, which is better than 90% of you chumps out there looking after Rebecca age people. So fuck,
Yeah.
Right off.
Fucking fired, goddamn.
fuck,
Yeah,
right
so
off,
apparent-
shut up, I
Okay,
don't care.
So apparently the only reason that Uzaki-chan wants to hang out is so controversial is because a Karen saw it at a Red Cross in Japan and was offended. So
Dude,
she
like,
started a big
oh my
thing.
God,
about it.
like-
Are you telling me that there is such an abominable creature as Japanese Karens?
I'm fairly
Oh
certain.
no!
I'm fairly certain it may have been an American Karen that was just at a Red Cross in Japan once.
Are you telling me that the Karens are traveling now?
No!
Unfortunately.
Look,
But at any
look,
rate, the Red Cross
The
apparently
Sisterhood
has,
of the Traveling Karens.
apparently
No!
apparently Red Cross in Japan just has Uzaki-chan paraphernalia
Okay.
all over the place.
well, it
and-
probably makes the money. Like,
Yeah.
Somebody
this is-
somewhere was
upsetting.
offended and was all like, "I'm going to make a big thing about this." And
Like,
the-
look, man. I looked at the video. She's 6 heads tall. That's standard for anime women. I don't know why you're complaining. She's also short. Like, I've seen girls in college who I legitimately thought she was like 13.
The argument
But
people
no,
make
she
is
wasn't.
about
So-
the character design of her face, and there is a
Yeah,
point to be
it's
made
stupid.
there, especially bringing it back to Yugi versus Yami Yugi.
Yeah, well, Yugi.
They're
Yeah.
the same age, the same character, generally represented at the same height, but the design of them makes them look very different in age.
Yeah,
but
Yugi
as
does-
I
Yugi-
just said,
Yugi
as I
does
just said-
Yugi does age and start looking like Yami in about
Yes.
10 years.
Yeah. He looks a bit older in the Dark Side Dimensions, and at GX, he just straight up looks like Yami Yugi.
But it's
Uh,
hilarious because he's drawn very off model whenever we see him, because Kazuki Takahashi never actually made a model sheet for Yugi at that age.
Yeah.
And
So,
so the
in a-
animators just had to go with it like,
as I
well,
said-
guess he
as
would
I
look like
said,
Yami.
I knew a girl in college back when I worked as a RA, and I legitimately thought she was 14. And I had to ask her, "How old are you?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm 20." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm retarded." So you know what, guys? Turns out it can happen. Yeah, there really are 4 feet women that look 14 that are actually 20. Deal with it. Uzaki-chan is real. Now, can
Yeah.
we shut up and,
Moving on.
please go
Anyway,
back to fucking
Anyway,
Yu-Gi-Oh, which is
Then-
the
I'm
anime we're talking
I'm
about
not
here.
talking about
Shut
the
the fuck up!
Enough talking
Then-
about the anime with the big titty waifu, and let's get back onto the anime with the big titty waifus.
Yes.
Then episode 147 happened, and I have an entire page of notes about episode 147 because this is my favorite episode of the entire show because it's just so ridiculous. Everything happens. It's just non-stop action. So
I don't remember
it
what
begins
this one is.
before the opening credits even happen. We get three guys riding motorbikes out the back of a plane onto an island and straight up some stairs into a temple. Then the
Oh,
OP
wait.
happens.
I remember now.
To quote Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, exactly 2 arcs before this. Okay, so when did this show get amazing?
Right now. This is
Right
it.
now. This is... Yeah, this is fuck. Card games on motorcycles.
Yes.
This
Anyway,
scene is probably why they decided 5Ds needed to happen.
Probably, yes. So then the OP happens. It's a great OP. We've been over that. Warriors, fantastic. So we're in the museum, right? And Arthur Hopkins is there. Rebecca Hopkins is there. And Arthur's like, okay, so
Yep,
listen, right,
it
guys.
is frozen, all right.
So you remember all that shit about ancient Egyptians and how they put evil spirits in stone tablets, but then they came back out of the tablets and tried to destroy the world? Oh well.
Turns out they weren't the first people to do that.
Yeah, there was like a whole thing like 10,000 years ago.
Turns
and
out
I went and
Atlantis
saw
is
it.
real, and they were doing that shit way earlier.
And then,
Also,
Grandpa
Atlantis
Muto's
is
like,
real.
oh my god, monsters are real, history is a lie, and I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then-
in
and then-
fairness to everybody in the world, apparently we only discovered Atlantis was real recently. In our world, we still don't know if Atlantis was real. It probably wasn't.
Yeah.
But
okay.
just by way of it existing, anything found in the ruins of Atlantis would change history as we know it.
Yes. So, Yugi gives that shard of Orichalcos to Arthur. He's like, hey, can you, find out what the hell this stuff is? It might be important to the plot. And Arthur's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to America and look at this. Rebecca kisses Yugi, and she's got 2 mouths, and it's weird. I don't like it.
It's just an
they-
animation error.
Yes, I know, but it's weird, and I
Or
don't like it.
what if she's Slifer the Sky Dragon?
And then
Her
they go back to
second
America.
mouth?
Yes, in
Rebecca
one
the
frame, she
Sky
has 2 mouths.
Dragon!
And okay, so they go off back to America. Then Yuki's like, okay, well, I guess nothing has been solved. There's still Duel Monsters running around. Don't think we forgot about that. And he just goes to sleep. But
The
he sleeps with
animators
his puzzle.
certainly did.
Well, yeah, they did.
Yeah, I was gonna say they totally did because I forget the Duel Monsters never leave the season until Darts is defeated, but we never
It's
see
not so
we
much,
never
it's
see
not
them.
so much that the Duel Monsters are wreaking havoc in the world. It's more that they're integrating with the normal wildlife, I guess.
Like,
they are
just-
becoming
they
one
just-
with nature.
The dual monsters have returned to the cities. The earth is healing.
So, so anyway,
Oh my
Yugi's sleeping
Yugi
with his
had-
Millennium Puzzle. I don't know if that's always a thing he did, but it's definitely a thing he does now. He
He
sleeps with his puzzle under the
normally
covers.
he-
I don't know what he does with that under there.
Previously, we have seen him sleeping with. He takes the necklace. He takes the necklace off, and he keeps the Millennium Puzzle by his pillow. But I guess right now he's all like, "Ah, shit's fucked up," and I want to hug my best friend while I sleep.
Yes, so he does that. But while he's trying to get to sleep, a spooky hooded person uses the god cards as tributes to an ancient ritual and opens the forbidden gate, whatever the hell that means.
Yes.
We'll find out in about 5 minutes.
And then we meet Shumagorath again.
No. So first, the puzzle goes ding, and then Yugi gets pulled into it while he's sleeping. He's in his jammies in the mind room, and Yami's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" "I don't know. Somebody's crying for help. Let's go see who it is."
And
"Hi there,
Yami is
Karibo.
not-
You're a thing now, I
Yami
guess."
is not wearing Yugi's jammies.
No, but regular Yugi is.
Yeah. So I
Clothes
guess
powers.
Yami just always imagines himself dressed in his school uniform. All
Except
the
for
time.
Don't
wants to
worry,
take his jacket off.
don't
Sometimes
worry.
he doesn't.
We'll see naked Yami later.
Like there's
Fantastic. I look
there's
forward
one
to it.
time there's one time where Yami appears in Yugi's mind brain, and we see him wearing his school uniform again, and Yugi's in his jammies, and like you remember in season 0 how Yami would just be wearing whatever Yugi was wearing?
That was a thing, yeah.
That was sure a thing.
Anyway.
Remember
Don't worry, we'll get to
wheel?
the season 0 throwbacks later.
Remember the Ferris wheel? I miss the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
I miss when Yugi had an actual set of clothes that wasn't the school uniform.
So, inside the mind room, there's like somebody crying for help. Is this dainty female voice, and Yuki's like, "Oh, we better go help whoever that is. I don't know what they're doing in the mind room. Hi there, Karibo. Are you going to show us the way to whoever it is?"
This is the first
Karibo's
time,
here, by the way.
This is the first time they've ever seen any form of life in the mind room. You think they'd be more they'd be more on about that, like okay, so we're hearing a voice. That's new. Oh, there's a Karibo there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
let's go save that lady and think about it later.
Yes, and so the Karibo leads them through a particular door, which takes them to a white room, and it's not the white room from Pyramid of Light. That's different. This is a completely different white room. It looks like an old west town, I guess, kinda, but it's all white. And then they jump off a cliff, and then they scream for 18 seconds, and then they're like, "Whoa, what is this place? We're in like a fantasy world with trees and castles and floating islands and a great big eyeball in the sky that's sucking up monsters. Oh, what's going on?" And then they fly into the castle. There's a castle. They fly into the castle, and oh my god, it's the Black Magician girl. She's here. She's a thing now, I guess. And she's like, "Hey, you're in the Duel Monsters world, and our world
Here are
is
a
your
bunch of
world, but
frozen
your
dragons."
world made our world, so our world is dependent on your world, and your world's dependent on our world, and both worlds are going to be destroyed by that giant eyeball in the sky. And by the way, there's only like 20 of us left. Could you maybe save us, please? Hey, look at our dragons."
In Marvel Comics, the giant eyeball god is called Shumagora.
Here he's called
see.
the Great Leviathan, and he sucks.
In D&D, it's called
I don't know.
Donadar.
I don't know what Joe just said because his microphone completely garbled itself the moment he said its name. Keep that in.
God
In
damn it.
Dungeons and Dragons,
God damn it.
the eye god is called Gonadar, the god of abominations.
I too love the god of
Joe,
Yes.
God
Joe,
damn it.
go again.
The
Joe?
Great Leviathan.
Well, that's
Cool.
significantly less interesting.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
I didn't make it up.
It can also be called the divine serpent Ge.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
know why.
So-
Got a different name.
Or just the serpent that will devour the sun.
Okay, so basically, his name is Ge.
Yeah. What a great name.
So, Magician Girl says, "Hey, look at our dragons. They've been here forever. They're like ancient guardians or some shit, but nobody even remembers what their names are. By the way, they got like a sword stuck in their heads, or sometimes in their hands, or things like that." And the Yugi's like, I wonder if this is like a King Arthur deal. So they yank out one of the swords, and they're like, "Hey, I know this dragon's name. It's Timaeus." And then they just wake up and they're like, "Oh, I guess that was a weird dream. Aurora Borealis in the sky."
Aurora Borealis! At this time of year, in this part of the country, entirely localized in Domino City.
Yes.
Yes, and so he
May
rushes out the door,
I
makes time to get
see
changed
it?
and pick up his cards, and then rushes past his grandpa. His grandpa's like, "Oh, I'm too old for this shit," and he runs into
Suddenly
town. Everybody's
Obelisk!
in town. Everyone's
Obelisk
in town.
the Tormentor!
Yes, there's a bunch of Duel Monsters. They're all getting sucked into the sky because there's a crystal in the sky, and the crystal turns into the giant eyeball from the Duel Monsters world, and the eyeball shoots a tornado at Yugi and his friends. His friends are all here, by the way, but all his friends run away, but Yugi doesn't run away. He stands there and T-poses like a champ and takes the tornado, and then his dual disc starts glowing.
I
and
don't
there's a
know
car on
why,
it.
because he doesn't seem to be aware that he has a magic dragon.
No, but there's dramatic
He's-
music
at
playing,
this
so he
point,
knows he's got to do something.
He still thinks it's a dream until the moment he gets shooted.
Yes.
And then he realizes it was no dream.
Yes. So his duel disc starts glowing. They're like the top
And
card.
the best music in the series starts playing.
Yes. He grabs the card off of it. Oh my god, it's the dragon from the dream. He holds it up to the sky, and the dragon becomes real, and it shoots a laser beam straight at the eyeball, and explodes the eyeball. And then he's like, oh, that's cool. And then Dark Magician Girl's here, and she's like, oh, thank you for blowing up the eyeball, but like, you didn't actually help because everyone's still dead, and now the evil has just been dispersed all over the world. Okay, thanks, bye.
He just shot the god of nightmares with a laser from a trading card.
No.
How was your morning?
He knuckles the echidna at it.
How was your morning? Oh, I just shot lasers out of a trading card into the god of abominations.
I just shattered the Master Emerald, so now we gotta go find all its pieces.
And that's episode 147.
How
It was
much of that
amazing.
did you have written down, and how much was just ad-libbed?
All of it was written.
Aw.
Yes.
So,
I did have it ad-libs, but then I was like, no, I'll forget, so I wrote it down.
Anyway.
the Dark Magician Girl does become a real character in season 5. I don't know if her inclusion in this was intentional or
No,
not.
it was not. It's just she's recognizable.
It's just a coincidence then. Alright.
Yes.
Because of
Oh.
relevance.
Indeed.
Anyway, Eye of Timaeus. So named because the sword was in his eyeball.
Okay, no, in the subs I had, it was called the Monocle of Timaeus.
It's the Eye of
Yep.
Demius. That's what it is. It's like,
I don't know what... Was this just a weird thing in the subs I had? Because it kept calling it the Monocle, and I was like, that
No,
doesn't sound
I-
like the
I
right
kept
translation.
It sounded like that's what they were saying with phonetically. But
Okay.
the localization is Eye of Timaeus, which sounds better.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that's a lot better too, especially considering what we'll find out in the next week. Because let's just say there's absolutely no point in the series where Timaeus has anything resembling a monocle or anything to do with monocles.
Yeah, so it's a little bit hard to see because every time we see the ice sculpture dragons, the scene is very busy and the angles are weird, so we can't really identify it. But we see the event where Timaeus gets a sword shoved in him, and you clearly see the eye pokes through that his eye gets poked. So
I
the sword
see.
is in his eye, and I guess that means that the sword in the Fang of Critias was in his mouth.
Sure. Let's
Claw
go
of
with that.
Hermos. He stubbed his toe.
yeah.
He stubbed
Yeah.
his toe and he turned into an ice sculpture. How was your
Anyway,
morning?
what episode happens after this? Oh my god, we spent 46 minutes on 3 episodes.
I'm pretty sure Alistair's happy fun adventure bitching about
Alistair,
something
oh my god.
bitching
this
about something that
whining
has
idiot.
nothing to do with the person he's talking to.
Okay, so Kaiba
hell
gets
Alistair?
Kaiba
gets all his
wants
stocks bought up by Pegasus, and then he flies to Duelist Kingdom and starts dueling Pegasus. He's whipping
And then
they're dueling. He's
and
playing
he's-
Toon World. It's just like their last duel, and then
it's
he
just like their last
whips
duel,
off
except
his
not
face.
because it's so trippy because the aesthetically this duel is so much more similar to the actual Duelist Kingdom than the movie because they're literally straight up in the castle room with the thing and the duel arena and the balconies and all that.
Yeah.
But Pegasus is playing the new Toon Monsters from the movie and using the accurate game mechanics, and it's really trippy. And but yeah.
And then
So obviously
Kaiba
Kaiba beats the crap out of him like he always does now in the times.
But by the way, I just
then
want to
he's all
say
like-
Alistair's the hot one, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, so yeah,
I thought
so
the hot
Kaiba,
one was the
so
Beyblade
Kaiba
guy.
So Kaiba almost beats Pegasus, and then he's all like, "Who the fuck even are you? The real Pegasus wouldn't go down like a bitch this easily." And then he takes off his Pegasus skin suit.
Yes.
Oh,
Why was
that's who.
and
Okay,
then
you
he
guys are
reveals
throwing me.
He's wearing
You guys are throwing me through a loop with your fucking localized names again. I didn't know who you were talking about until, it's Imelda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Imelda, the hot
Imelda
one.
Alistair.
Imelda.
I'm gonna go with that.
I
as
don't
his
know
name.
why they fucking changed his name. I don't care. He's guy with the crop top and he whines about Kaiba's dad killing his family.
Been calling him.
Even
I've
though
just been calling him Red. I've just been calling him Red because
That's easier. Yeah.
it's easier. It's easier because I think
The buff one, the hot one, and the guy from Digimon. Come on.
Yes.
the hot one, the Digimon, and the cool one.
Hi there, Chip from the future back again. So, we were talking about where Imelda might be from, so I tried looking up both his name and his brother's. Turns out that in real life, Imelda is derived from Aramis of the Three Musketeers, although Imelda was also a feminine Italian name that was widely used until a sharp drop-off in the 1960s. His brother Mirko's name is used in various countries, including Serbia, Croatia, and most importantly, Italy. So it's probably most likely that those two are Italian. In addition, in the vision that he shows Kaiba, which he explicitly says is based on real events that happened in the same town his brother died, we meet three young boys, Tony, Dennis, and Ewan. Those are all British names. However, to the best of my research, neither the UK nor Italy were invaded or otherwise militarily occupied during the late 70s to early 90s, which is the only time frame that really makes sense for the war flashbacks given Imelda's apparent age. The only wars that do fit that time frame, at least that the UK and Italy were involved in at all, are the multinational force in Lebanon's involvement in the Israel-Palestine war between the years of 1982 to 1984, and the Gulf War between 90 and 91. But neither of those actually put any British or Italian civilians in danger, so no luck there. Thus, we pretty much have to assume that Imelda and Mirko, along with the British boys, just happened to live in the same town by coincidence. It wasn't some, refugee effort from war. But then that still leaves the problem of which country. It must have been a country not ravaged by war in recent memory, or else Imelda's parents wouldn't have moved there. I'm assuming Imelda's parents were first-generation migrants for simplicity's sake, and also because if they're second generation, third generation, it makes even less sense. Saudi Arabia was a prosperous and fast-developing nation in the 1980s with reportedly a lot of migrant workers, if Wikipedia is to be believed anyway. It was then invaded in the first major engagement of the Gulf War in January of 1991. Alternatively, the Soviet Union and later Russian Federation had high immigration numbers in the 90s too, but I can't find any evidence of Russian land being invaded at that time. So, basically, all of this is to say, I think Imelda and Mirko were Italian migrants to Saudi Arabia, and that's where Mirko was killed. Back to the show.
Okay, so what happens then is he places Seal of Orc.
Okay, but you need to understand.
But like,
you need to talk about how he wasn't just wearing a mask to pretend to be Pegasus, a mask and a wig. He wore an entire Pegasus skin suit.
yes.
And it somehow
Bitch,
fooled
you
Kaiba.
were the same skin tone. Why were you wearing fake arms?
Who cares? Look, man. Look, Josie, what I want to get through is how his deck literally, as soon as he stops pretending as Pegasus, his deck changes entirely to being something about demons and fire. Like, what happened?
Well, clearly the deck was part of the skin suit.
Well,
did he stack his deck so
words.
that as soon as the ploy was over, he could start playing his real deck?
Okay, so this is it's a mechanic. It's a mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links where when you're playing. Okay, so it's called a wave duel. When you're dueling one opponent and you defeat them, the rest of the cards in their deck change to the next opponent's deck.
What?
So while Red is pretending to be Pegasus, the deck he's playing with is in the Duel Arena's deck holding zone. But
yeah, that
once
also something.
But
he
once
starts
he starts
using
playing
the
with
Chaos Duel Disc, he switches decks. He literally switching decks. What a cheater!
It's because the Pegasus deck is the one in the Duel Arena, and the Demon deck is the Balrog deck is the one in the Duel Disc.
And the Duel Arena freaking disappeared as soon as he started playing like that.
Yeah, it just fucking disappears. It fucking makes
That
no
is
sense.
so-
And then we
it's-
get his sad backstory. Turns out Kaiba's dad was a warmonger.
Of course he
Remember
was!
Do you guys remember Iron Man? Well, Kaiba is like Iron Man. His dad made a bunch of weapons and sold them to both sides, but then as soon as Iron Man took over, he was like, no more weapons. And then they stopped making the weapons.
Theme parks
So-
and
Just
card
like
games.
that.
So Redhead here is upset, is all pissed because Kaiba's dad was a dickhead, and Kaiba knows Kaiba's dad was a dickhead. That's kind of why
He
Kaiba
hates
killed
him
him.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaiba hates him too.
But
But
see,
don't worry, he
Kaiba
still
is
blames him anyway
Kaiba
for
is
no
a
reason.
fucking champ. Kaiba is holy shit. As much as Kaiba acts like the villain, tries to play up being this bad antagonist guy, everyone hates his guts because he's so good at it. He doesn't try to tell Alistair, the guy you're angry at is dead and your vendetta has nothing to do with me. He's like, no, I take full responsibility for the sins my father has committed against you. Holy shit, Kaiba, that's awesome! Kaiba's like, I will, you can target me with your hatred all you want, because the guy you're actually mad at is dead, and sometimes you just need to vent your frustrations.
And
And,
then they keep doing,
like, holy crap.
and
Yeah. But yeah, so, Red has all these cards this one card that's not real. I think it's the only one he actually plays. No, he plays a couple of equip cards. Balrog. It's a fire demon, and when it kills monsters on your opponent's side of the field, they become your monsters, and also they become demons, and they make Balrog stronger.
yes,
Balrog's a pretty cool card. I think
it's like what
there
if
are cards
Goyo
there are
Guardian.
cards that work like this in the game.
Yeah, Goyo Guardian. We'll see later.
Necro Dragon or whatever, some
Red
broken ass
Eye-
fusion.
Are you talking about
Red Eye Zombie
Eye-
Dragon.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Anyway.
Balrog itself does not exist though, because we were talking before the show started. Konami doesn't seem to really like making broken anime cards. They only like making cards that they design themselves be broken because they don't understand how marketing works.
See.
You do what the anime says.
Anyway, so yeah, this duel keeps going. I don't remember what happens, but I remember Kaiba wins, and it looks like he's gonna win.
No.
He
Nobody
doesn't win.
wins.
It's
No,
a draw.
I'm sorry. Kaiba looks like he's gonna win, but then Red Boy flips up some trap that makes it so they both take damage, and then they both lose.
No, actually, Kaiba's about to lose, but then he summons but then he pulls out the dragon, and he's like,
Oh yeah,
crap,
that's
now I have
right.
to
He
believe
pulls
it. Now
out
I
the
ha-
sword of the dragon. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm hallucinating." And then he.
Oh
pulls it
crap,
out.
I have to believe in magic. Oh crap, Yugi was right about everything. I have to believe in magic now. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it brings
so
out
he, play, so he
whichever
plays
one it
the
is.
Fang of Critias,
Yes.
and so Timaeus hasn't actually been played yet, so we don't know what it does at this point. We'll find out in the next duel, I think.
Now
Fang
we
of
play the legendary dragon Clitoris.
Clitoris.
Yeah, the Fang.
Just
Yeah,
like
Yep, the Mound of Clitoris. What it does is it summons a fusion monster with a trap card,
yes,
which is weird.
Yes.
it fuses
Uh,
traps.
Oddly enough, there is somewhat precedent for this.
Oh
there
god! Don't bring up
is-
that dumbass not real card.
There is a fusion monster that Konami insists is not real, but seems to be real. It's a card, it's a parody of Skull Knight with a
Yes.
dude's face called Sakurai the Skull Knight or whatever.
Yeah,
And
Put this up
it's
on the screen.
it's a
me get
fusion. It's a fusion of Witch of the Black Forest and Ultimate Offering, a trap card that
Yeah.
Pegasus plays in the movie. It's
Which is banned now for good reason.
yep, nobody understands why this card exists. It's weird. But yeah, no. Oddly enough, there is no fusion of with using Ultimate Offering. I think that would be a fun Easter egg, but Konami also doesn't like making cards that aren't going to be tournament legal.
Yeah,
so,
Sushi the Skull Knight.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna get you the links. I'm gonna get you the links, and you're gonna shit yourself because it's actually really terrifying how bad it looks.
Neat.
But yeah, so he fuses it. I think it's appropriate that Kaiba's first trap-based fusion monster is Crush Card, because he just loves playing Crush Card Virus, and it never works.
Well, I mean, if it did, if you read that card, it's ridiculous. If it did work, he just wins.
Well, he plays it now, and it works.
Yeah, Sushi the Skull Knight.
So Red was like not going to lose because of Crush Card, but he was going to lose because of Crush Card Dragon.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, Death Virus Dragon or Doom Virus Dragon if you're stupid.
Yes.
I'm calling all Americans stupid right now. Because we are.
Yay.
Okay, now look at this. This is Skull Knight.
Neat.
As you can see, he's a weird demon guy, and then they slap the face of a straight up Japanese guy on it. Yasushi the Skull Knight. It's weird. It's a fusion monster consisting of a trap card as its material. Oh wow, I was right. The other monster was Witch of the Black Forest.
Yes.
Weird.
Neato.
Anyway. So Red doesn't want to lose, so he pulls out some bullshit. He's like, bam, now we're drawed! Ended.
Yes.
Because, so one of the things in this arc is that all of the protagonists duel their matched up antagonists twice, except for Joey. Sort of. It's confusing. Kaiba will duel Red twice, Yugi will duel Raphael twice, and Joey will duel
Digimon guy.
Digimon and Titties.
Yes.
But before then, we get to who duels next?
Well, before we get to the duel, we gotta go to America.
Oh yeah, we're
This
going
is
to
America.
America.
This is America.
Pegasus
Look at you
Pegasus
slipping up.
sends-
Look what I'm whipping up.
Pegasus mails Yugi another VHS tape, unironically, because you would think that he would realize that they would have serious PTSD about Pegasus sending them a VHS tape, so you'd think he would just send them a straight-up letter.
Yeah, or like an
There-
email.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
very
Speech-to-text
strange.
There were speech-to-text applications in the 90s. He could totally he'd have just dictated a message if he was only comfortable speaking with words. But no, so he
Then he
sends
wouldn't
them a
get his tone of
VHS tape and
voice.
says he sends them a VHS tape and is like, Yugi, I'm being spied on. Come help me. I'm scared.
I'll pay for your trip to America.
Little boy, you're the only person in the world I trust. And you can
Also,
bring
you
your
can bring your
friends
friends if you want.
You can bring your friends, I guess. Also, even though I am terrified beyond words, I am still going to end every single one of my sentences with Desu.
And also take
And
this
the-
key card.
the-
It's a
and the
key
very
on
high
a card. Get it? It's a key
inflections.
card.
Yeah,
Help
so
me,
is that-
Yugi! Yugi boy! You must hurry!
Like-
I can't take
like
him
he's
seriously when he talks like that. Even when he's being
But
urgent, he still
apparently-
talks like this!
Apparently that is just straight up his voice.
Yeah. cannot
My
talk it
friend
any other way.
Shane, the other, like, a couple weeks ago, I was talking to my friend Shane about Yu-Gi-Oh! And he only watched the dub. And I had to tell him how much fruitier Pegasus was in the sub. And he lost his mind when I played a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Pegasus's voice. Pegasus's voice is mostly accurate, but like in the dub, like it actually sounds intimidating. Like they have a song on the Songs to Duel by Music to Duel by album that exists. I forgot it existed for a split second. And like it's actually kind of intimidating. He's all like, using your soul doesn't feel that bad. Those you love told me so. I will fuck your shit up.
Whoa. I can't believe they were allowed to say that in a kids' CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4
Incredible.
kids. 4 kids. They only censor the TV airings.
Yep.
Yeah, my straight up just doesn't wear clothes in the VHS releases.
She wears
Okay, but
different
for real-
clothes in this season, though.
But for
You
real,
laugh,
though-
but halfway through the season, practically all she's wearing is the corset.
Which seems to be her underwear, because I don't think she's wearing a bra underneath the corset.
Mm.
It's Mai.
Okay,
Do you
well,
really
where-
think she'd
where-
wear a bra under that?
Okay.
I don't
Where-
think she can.
where-
I don't think she can afford a bra. And considering she used to work in Vegas, she's probably low. Oh wait, no. We've seen her as a kid in like a big fucking mansion that she apparently owned herself with her inheritance. So,
Yeah, 'cause
like
her
she's
parents are dead.
she's probably like the richest, like one of the richest people alive. I don't think she could still afford a bra. Look at
No
them,
one can afford clothes in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Look at them.
If Mai wears a bra, she probably wears that one transparent bra I saw on Wish once.
You know what? Yeah, no one can.
Oh
no
my
one can.
God.
No one can afford clothes in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's why they all wear their school uniforms
But mostly
all the
Yugi.
time. Mostly Yugi, but like,
Okay.
yeah,
So what? Well, okay. So they go to America.
Ye-
they go to their they go to America because one of the most important people in the world thinks children are the only people that can keep him
Well,
safe.
you know, children are
And
the
now we
answer.
go on to Rex and Weevil's excellent adventure.
Oh God, yeah. They
Rex and Weevil somehow find out that Pegasus invited Yugi and his friends to America, and for whatever reason they think that Pegasus invited them to give them all rare cards,
Yes.
which
And so they take full advantage of
does give them-
pre-9/11 airport security.
Yes.
He does give them 2 cards. That 2 unique cards. So I guess technically they're not wrong.
Yes. So
I
they
guess.
so Rex and
Timaeus-
people
to-
literally
they're-
hide in a duffel bag and get taken
Yeah,
along
they hide
as
they hide in a duffel bag, and nobody notices until like they make it to America. Like Rex and Weevil successfully get to America by stowing away in a duffel bag, and also
Yep.
they survive.
They managed to get past customs and
Surprisingly,
everything.
they aren't covered in shit and vomit. I'm especially surprised about the vomit because at one point Rex's ass Rex just accidentally falls into Weevil and his ass just goes Weevil's head goes all the way up his ass. I am surprised Weevil didn't immediately just burst out into vomit. But
Maybe he's into it. Who knows?
We're not going to
No.
talk about the part where he literally farts in his face inside the bag.
We just talked about Weevil's head going up his ass. Of course he farted. All the farts are just air pressure changes in your colon. You don't think
That's
you don't think
absolutely not what that is, but all right.
You don't think an entire person shoving their head up your ass is gonna result in farts?
The Beaverhouse.
Welcome to
Deliberating
Fart
the
Science
science of
101 with
farts.
your host Josie.
Super Mega had an entire episode of their podcast called the Pee Pee Poo Poo episode. They talked about shit like for like half of the episode.
Anyway.
Okay.
We should when we're done with everything else on the docket, we should just have a podcast about their podcast. Gathered Super Mega Podcast friends.
So all the guys, all the main guys anyway, they are taking a limo to Pegasus's place.
Or a
and
gas
Rex and-
station in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, it doesn't get very far.
Well, no, it does get very far. In fact, I'm fairly certain it goes way too far.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit, but For now, let's just say they go to a gas station somewhere.
Yeah, they're enjoying the limo until randomly the driver just stops at a gas station, gets out, and then walks away.
And then disappears.
Apparently,
we never see
I
him again.
want to believe that this driver, having fulfilled his life's duty, just walks out into the sunset or sunrise, walks out into the horizon, never to be seen again.
Yep. That's his purpose.
What was this man's life story?
And then biker gang shows up and assaults them, but don't worry,
Apparently Doma just has an army of faceless goons who wear black motorcycle suits.
No.
Helmets.
I don't think that was Doma at all. Because why would Mai be beating up Doma troops at this point?
Because Doma sent their troops to attack Joey and the Pharaoh. Because because this is the only time in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh franchise where Joey actually has plot relevance as a character. And Mai wants to duel Joey herself.
Yeah, she doesn't want to kill him or anything. And the other guys do act annoyed at the fact that Mai beat up all those bikers with cards. By the way, she threw cards at them.
Yeah. She threw because
she pulled a Kaiba.
Yeah.
Because the cards can be used as shuriken, and Joey sees that the cards she's using are Harpy Lady, so he immediately realizes, oh shit, the lady riding around in the purple lingerie is Mai. I would have never guessed.
Well, no, she wasn't purple at that point. I'm pretty sure she was dressed in all black.
No, she was wearing a purple jacket.
Oh, okay.
Or I think more accurately it would be like a blazer or a vest or something.
Okay.
How would you describe that purple thing that Mai wears?
I guess I'd call it a jacket.
Okay.
Probably.
I call it Rouge the Bat circa Sonic Heroes.
Liam, they have the same voice actress in 4Kids.
Yes,
so
they do.
And they have the same cup size.
Oh yeah.
God damn it.
You know what? That's probably actually true.
And I'm pretty sure Rouge the Bat is either bi or a lesbian, so they could totally canonically get together, these two characters, and bond over the similarities of their voice and personalities.
Yes. Anyway,
there are some times when Mai really shows her age.
Why would you make that note?
I'm gonna put it on the screen.
I know what that's a reference to, and I hate that.
Hey guys, Chip from the future here, just coming in with a couple clarifications. So neither Mai nor Rouge the Bat have official bust sizes given by any official media. I did find one guy on Twitter, the Waifu's Body Measurements 2.0 account at measurementsftw, link in the description, who apparently knows Mai's measurements, those being 87, 56, 85, with a bra size of 34E. This sounds about right to me, but again, that's not official, so don't take his or my word for it. Then moving on to Rouge. Now understand that Rouge is only 105 centimeters tall, so her 22B cup in Sonic Runners might not seem that impressive, and neither might her 22G cup in Sonic Adventure 2. Those are her smallest and biggest sizes from the games that I could find. These are based on literally taking the game models and measuring them. Yes, I did that. Don't ask why. And yes, so 22G in Sonic Adventure 2 and 22B in Sonic Runners. But like I say, she is only 105 centimeters tall. If you scale her up to the same height as Mai, 175 centimeters, then you find that she has a 36D in Sonic Runners, which is only, it's 2 inches wider on the band and only a single cup smaller than Mai on the bust. But in Sonic Adventure 2, she has a 36M, which is quite intimidating. So I think in the Battle of the Breasts, I think Rouge is the undoubted winner. Back to the show.
Mai gets really angry throughout this arc, and she has all these lines on her face that really indicate that this woman is like twice the age of her romantic interest. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. If they were ever going to remake Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, they would have to totally age this woman down.
Or make everyone old.
That won't work though, because it needs to be high school or it won't be fun.
Hey, they did.
For the
Well, no,
children.
that's not true. They did it in 5.
Yeah, in 5Ds, and it's the last time that the characters have ever been older than high school.
It was the only time the characters have.
In fact, it was the last time they've ever been older than secondary school.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, all the characters have been like 10 ever since then.
No, I mean Arc 5 there. In Arc 5 and Brains, they're high school.
That doesn't count! They live at the circus!
But in Zexal, they're in middle school.
Yeah.
In the UK, high school and secondary school are the same school.
Okay, so I'm really trying to use your words here. So the grades of school, the types of school here in America are kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, death.
Cool.
Yeah, you just can't confirm I graduated and now I'm dead.
Good to know.
Anyway, so the titty lady really wants to duel the underage high schoolers.
Yes. And
With
as
the
we know,
titties.
dueling is a metaphor for sex.
Yes,
You know, yeah.
titties.
Anyway, oh
Titties.
my god, okay, so Joey and Tristan gets the stupid car working, and then he fucking crashes it because he's retarded. And then
It's a straight line, Tristan.
Yeah, it was literally
How do you fuck up a
crash that? Yeah. And then they make it
It's
to
the
Industrial
middle,
Illusions, and Mai is like, I'm edgy now, and then they duel because
Like,
Mai is sad.
Tristan just straight up lost a game of Desert Bus with that limo.
Yes, I know. And anyway, my fucking is edgy now. She was like, oh, I'm so sad. I keep winning, but no one cares who I am because I never won a big tournament. Stupid.
I absolutely hate Mai's. That's one of the only things I dislike about this season is Mai's ridiculous, stupid character regression.
Yes.
I fucking hate it.
And now,
I understand that it is frustrating, but depression can be cyclical. This is a realistic trail of someone who's...
It's still stupid. Anyway.
That's why I said it is definitely frustrating. But, like, this is a thing that happens.
So then,
the reason I do say that it's like this entire season is like Mai's PTSD is like practically every time Mai is on screen, she has like war flashbacks to Yami Merrick.
Yeah. And then she like after she won the tournament, some people were bad talking her because I don't know.
Like, wow, she was top 8 at Duelist Kingdom and Battle City. I wonder what the winners are like. I really want to duel Yugi. I bet he's short.
Yeah, and then Valen finds her and is like, you want real power, eh, mate? Yeah, because in the dub he's Australian, so he's Australian everywhere now. So, and then
Liam, if you look at this character design and try to think, if I had to give this character an accent for some reason, what accent would I give them?
I don't know. I'm just being silly because Val is fucking... I don't give a shit. I'm glad his name didn't change. So... Anyway, Australia. So then he's like, he beats her in a duel. He's like, oh, I can give you true power, mate. And then she's like, really? And he's like, yep. And then she takes him over to Darts. And Darts is like, I'll get rid of your good side so you can be true evil or whatever. And she's like, okay, I'll do it for the power. And then
Green circles!
She gets the seal of Orichalcos, and then she duels Joey, and Joey goes into the Duel Monsters universe and gets the sword, and he summons the...
Wait, you're jumping way ahead!
We don't need to see this duel, it's stupid.
They actually do get to Industrial Illusions, somehow.
Yeah, I said that. Yes.
They hitch a ride with a truck guy.
Yeah, they try to sell Teia's body, but then they trick him into not being horny.
Yes.
And he's very
found that very
annoyed.
Oh, yeah,
he's
and-
very
and-
annoyed by it.
And Honda brings a Dakimakura with him, and Joey's really creeped out by it.
Are you serious?
And then
Wait, that really happens?
Yeah, no, that was the thing. When they were in the back of the truck, Joey was going through Honda's stuff, and he was like, "What the hell is this?" And it's like a cat thing, and Honda's like, "It's my
Can you post
Dakimakura."
this?
Wait,
Meanwhile-
what?
Can you post
Okay,
this?
no.
You need to post this. This was cut.
With the one I watched, he pulled out his like American flag boxer shorts.
He
No.
also did that, yes.
He took out both of those. Yes,
That was-
he was going.
That was
He
still
was going
there, but
through
what about
Tristan's
this?
clothes like a creep.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see this. Tristan Dakimakura.
No, don't search that.
Wait, do you actually know how to spell that?
Oh, no, I'm fighting. Oh, I'm fighting you.
No, okay, so
Yugi's
it's
okay.
not.
But if I saw Tristan, that would have been...
Okay,
Wait.
no. So the one that the Dakimakura
How
that
do you
Honda has
spell
in the show,
Dakimakura?
exactly
Okay,
how it
what
sounds.
is this thing we're talking about?
Okay,
I don't
okay,
understand
so
this.
Okay, so it's not like the stereotypical anime body
Oh.
pillow. It's not one of those.
Oh.
It's just like
Okay,
a
I
long
found it.
cat pillow.
Oh,
But like given the modern context of the word Dakimakura, it's very funny in hindsight.
I found it.
Okay, I thought, okay, that might actually have still been in the dub. I don't remember.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the
it
good
was
news
just
is
a
I
long
figured
cat.
out.
I
I
thought
figured out how to spell.
literally had
I
a
figured out
Daki.
how to spell Dakimakura. The bad news is all I'm getting are you. Oh wow, cat. Oh wow. Oh wow.
I'll-
God.
yeah.
Oh wait, now I'm getting anime body pillows of cat furries. so-
And here we have on full display the many states of disgust featuring Josie.
oh, this character looks underage. I'm not enthused.
Oh, no.
Okay, now seriously, let's go back. Let's roll back. We are in the industrial...
It's rewind time.
foyer. Yeah, we're in the foyer. Mai did her speech. We got the flashbacks. We know why she's edgy. And now, Valen is like, I love Mai more than you do, Joey. You're a fucking cunt. Mate.
So yeah, they make it to Industrial Illusions. Doma has obviously taken over completely. So as
Yes.
soon as Yugi and his friends step in, the place is locked down, and
Oh, by the way, Otogi's here.
motorcycle off the balcony.
Oh yeah.
the
Otogi
Duke
like picked up
Devlin.
Ryuzaki and Haga like off the street.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were being mugged by every American in the world,
yes.
Yes.
And then they got pissed.
including the first ever black guy.
Yes.
Indeed. It's a shame that the first representation of a black guy is a street thug, but oh well, what you gonna do?
Oh
Don't
wait,
worry,
no,
in
are
GX
are
we get-
Egyptians black?
No.
Okay.
But
And
don't worry.
Joe, you would totally be the guy in charge of that because you don't think you're black.
Yes. Anyway, GX.
And welcome
GX
to
has a real-
Are
GX
They Black? Starring
GX has a
Whiplash.
GX has a real black person, but
Wait,
need to get
GX is a
season
real
3.
black?
yes, there's a black guy in GX. He's a season 3 major character. He beats
My
Jade in one duel.
My trading cards can't be racist. I have a black friend.
Yes.
Oh no.
Wait,
Anyway,
are we
I
talking
Josie,
found
you
the-
are just making this exponentially more uncomfortable for yourself the more you speak.
Joe,
Oh
are we
my
talking?
God.
Joe, are we talking
Change
about
subjects. I found the picture of Honda's Dakimakura. Here it is.
Oh dear.
Oh no,
Oh,
that
that!
was still there. Okay,
I thought that was just a stuffed animal.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I
he
didn't
calls it a
catch
stuffed
that
animal
either.
in the sub, but like if you listen to the actual words he says Dakimakura.
Anyway, so Joe, are we talking about Tyranno Hasselberry?
No, we're talking about Axel, bro.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, Axel Brody, I remember him.
No, what were those words you first said?
There's a character in
Tyranno
GX. There's a
Hasselberry.
character in
You
GX
just-
named
you
Tyranno Hasselberry.
And you wait until we get to him because he's got fucking dino DNA, and you'll never let you forget it.
That is just the most absolute clusterfuck of nouns and character traits I have ever seen, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
Tyranno Hasselberry!
You just wait. We got Jim Crocodile Cook, an actual Australian from real Australia.
And he carries a crocodile.
Wait, okay, you just posted Axel
Not a
Brody in the
crocodile
chat.
purse! A crocodile!
In Japan, he was called Austin O'Brien. Why did they change that?
I have no idea. No idea why they
That's
changed
just a name.
his name.
It's just a real name.
Well, look, you Tyranno.
No,
I like how they changed Tyranno's last name, but his first name is still Tyranno, so it's still stupid. This GX
Alright,
is gold, but we haven't gotten there yet. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Shumley Huffington!
Yes. Okay. So Mai and Joey duel because Joey's like, Mai, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. Bada bing, bada.
And Mai says, I'm not being brainwashed. I want to do this.
And then they duel.
That's exactly what someone who's brainwashed would say!
During the course of the duel, Valen and whatever the other guy's name is, they talk.
Raphael.
Yeah, it's Raph.
Yeah, they talk. They talk, and Raphael's like, whoever wins will get a soul. And Valen's like, no, mate, she's my GF. And he like, fuck you, Joey, you left her alone. She's my wifey now. Big titties. Like,
we can. Why
and
can't
here
you
we
share
see
the
first
titties?
and only. Here we see the first and only instance of somebody being able to break the seal of Orichalcos.
Yes, and then so they duel. Joey gets his Swordo pulled out and gets his thing, the Fang, the Claw of Hermes.
And it is absolutely fucking hilarious because
what he does is when he he uses the thing to fuse, he turns a monster into an equip spell. In this case, he turns Time Wizard into the Time Wizard Hammer or whatever it's called.
Time Magic Hammer. Okay,
yes.
So Fang of Critias was introduced in the last 10 minutes of Kaiba's episode. Hermos needed an entire episode entirely about its debut because the effect is so convoluted.
Even Yugi didn't immediately understand what it did.
Yeah, so
and even Joey didn't understand what it did, and the one of the effects.
Well, of course, Joey didn't understand.
You immediately understand what they do.
Joey's a dumbass, so him not knowing what it is is just.
Joey plays Hermos, fuses it with Time Wizard, hoping that it would do something cool because, I mean, it should, right? Yeah. And then the hammer comes out, and it's the most ridiculous-looking thing ever. Everyone makes fun of it. Yes. And then it turns out it's fucking just as awesome as what you imagine when you hear the words Time Magic Hammer.
Why is Joey one of the chosen ones of the dragons?
Yeah, like I said, this is the only
as they didn't have any other main characters that know how to duel.
This is the only time he has plot relevance.
Oh.
So
Duel Links has cards you unlock. You get cards by unlocking specific characters and leveling them up. They're usually cards that either the characters use or that have plot relevance to the character.
Do you get Heart of the Underdog for Joey?
Yes, actually. But
don't worry, that shows up in a later season.
Oddly enough, the cards Invader of the Throne and Banisher of the Light are cards you unlock by leveling up Joey.
Don't remember him playing those.
I don't know what these cards mean, but it seems to imply that Joey's supposed to be some sort of invader to canon.
Anyway, so
fantastic.
Okay, so this is they duel, and also just so everyone knows, Harpy Sparrow formation and the other card, they're not real. They're still not real. I don't know why. They've made more Harpy cards.
Phoenix formation is real. Sparrow formation is not.
Yes, I don't know why. There's no reason why it's not real. It's just not.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, Sparrow formation is just Wabaku, but with restrictions.
Yeah, it'd suck in real life.
There's really no reason not to make it.
Yeah, that's why. Anyway,
they've made joke cards before. There's a card called Cold Feet, that it just makes it so that you can't activate spell cards for the rest of the turn. That's all the only effect it does.
It's a parody of a meta card called Cold Wave that got banned because it was stupid.
Love that. I love the dinosaur. I love the artwork of that card, and they made the artwork of that card into a monster.
Yeah, Braco Radius. So
Braco Radius was the monster in the artwork, but they then made a frozen version of it.
Frostosaurus.
Frostosaurus. It is the strongest level 6 normal monster that is a dinosaur.
Incredible.
Yes. Anyway. Oh my God, we're so far.
The Seal of Orichalcos does really well for Mai. She can summon 6 Harpy Ladies at once.
Yeah, she spams those motherfuckers out like they're going out of style.
Yeah, like you remember in Duelist Kingdom when it seemed to be that Harpy Lady was literally the only monster in her deck. They really play that up to 11 here.
Well, I mean, that's Harpy's whole thing. Now I know why. It's because in Duelist Kingdom it was the only monster in the deck. But basically, every Harpy Lady also counts as Harpy Lady.
So they have made new Harpy Lady cards that aren't just one of the 3 Harpy Lady sisters, and they all have the archetype condition in their effect text that this card is treated as Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard.
Some of them are even in the deck.
Yep. There are 3 cards made that are the individual Harpy Lady sisters. That their effects are: this card is always treated as Harpy Lady. And then there's Cyber Harpy, which is regular Harpy Lady, already equipped with Cyber Bondage straight away. Always treated as Harpy Lady. It's the only effect monster in the game that has no effect. It's just always treated as a name.
Yeah,
an effect that applies if it's written on a normal monster is its only effect.
So
trading cards. How do they work?
So, after it becomes apparent that because of Joey's new magic bullshit, Mai's gonna lose. So Valen's with this piece
jumps into the
and he's
oh my God, Joey, let Joe talk.
He's like, with this piece of the Orichalcos stone, I break the seal. He literally says that, and then he punches the seal, and it explodes. And I guess there is a way to break it, but we'll never see this plot device ever shown again for some reason. And then
can they all do that?
I guess with their necklace.
I guess anyone with fucking arm to do it, apparently.
Yeah. Next time we see him, his arm is in a cast.
Oh, dang. I didn't even realize that was what happened. I just saw his arm. Why did that happen?
He's like, the Seal of Orichalcos isn't just magically strong; it's also apparently physically strong.
So then,
he did jump off the second floor to get it.
That is true. Then Valen's like, "Fuck you, Joey! You're a better boyfriend than you'd ever be." And then they drive away, and they go up to the top of the tower, and Kaiba's there. And Kaiba's like, "We found fake, and he wasn't there, so he came here." And then they go into the creepy Toon World room, and they look everywhere to find this card.
Pegasus just has an entire room that has statues of Toon cards for some reason.
Yes, and he says that hidden in this room there is...
You would think since the holograms are solid and you can touch them, that you would just have the holograms of the Toon cards. That's good enough.
Well, what's he doing here? He says that he has a card for them hidden in this room somewhere.
And it's obviously in the Pot of Greed statue.
Yes,
and let me just say, again, having watched the entire arc, you will not hear about this card until the very end.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does something very specific eventually, but for now, it's literally blank.
I completely forgot this even happened until, the last 3 episodes of the season.
I don't because I'm utterly fascinated that this is the only time we see a replication of the Pot of Greed, and it is surprisingly large.
Yes, so...
Why is the Pot of Greed so big?
You could buy a Pot of Greed now. You can buy it.
But what does it do?
God damn it.
Look,
It's a
okay.
pot.
So then they go back to Rebecca's house and
Wait. Rex and Weevil are looking in the card room for rare cards.
but they can't find any because they don't
Tristan
exist.
is all like, "Hey, what are you two guys doing?" Even though they could probably hear every word they're like, Rex and Weevil are talking to themselves constantly throughout this arc, and there is a lot of echo in this room. So you think that that Yugi and their friends would be able to hear everything, but I like to think that they're just constantly ignoring the presence of Rex and Weevil until occasionally every few minutes they remember, oh yeah, aren't Rex and Weevil here for some reason? Oh yeah, so surprisingly Rex and Weevil don't find any cards, just looking for them.
Oh yeah, but by the way, the way they got into the Toon World room in the first place was like, remember that card that Yugi got with the video cassette? It's like a key on a card, it's a key card, it's a literal key card. He swipes it in a key card reader, and it lets them in.
I like that he swipes it so that the key code that's printed on actual cards would be caught by the reader.
I gotta say, though, that is absolutely a thing Pegasus would do, let's be honest.
Yes.
That's a thing
It is a thing Pegasus would do because he did it. And so...
Kaiba's Blue Eyes cards function as the key cards
they
for
go
his company.
back, and okay, someone remember what happened. My memory is fuzzy. How does Raphael and Yugi, like... Oh yeah, he gets a message. Okay, so Arthur and Rebecca are at their house.
Yes,
and then
they're
the
at
people
their
come
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the
in
people,
the remotest of all
the
locations.
soldiers, Darts' men fly in. They kidnap the professor. They blow up his house. Rebecca's on her horse. She's like, "What the fuck?" And then
Billy the action horse.
Yes.
and then they ride over in their RV. They pick up. How does Yugi get there?
Duke Devlin shows up and he has a car.
Yes.
Yeah, but why do they go there?
Because
Is that where they were staying?
Because they were going to. Because when Yugi defeated what's his name, he got the Orichalco shard and he gave it to Professor Hawkins to research. Okay. So they were going back there to see if he had anything to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they go there and Rebecca's like, they left us a message and it's by Raphael. He wants to duel your ass. And she's like, please don't go. He's going, he's an evil douche. And Yugi's like, I must go. And then he goes in the middle of the night, rides a fucking horse like a badass all the way there.
The note specifically said to come alone. And then Yugi and other Yugi are all like, huh, we sure showed them we can never be alone. Yes, Yugi, you and I will always be together forever. There's way the plot will get in the way of that.
They go to Death Valley and Raphael challenges Yugi to a duel and during the course of the duel, Raphael tells him his sad story.
At the rope bridge.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. He's like,
so no one can escape.
These two axes and chucks them just on point to break the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no one can escape.
His Super Mario Brothers skills are no match for you.
Yeah. So then Yugi gets to hear Raphael's sad story. I was a rich boy on a ship, and on my birthday, my family gave me Guardian Iatos, and then the ship sank, and they all died, and I was stranded on an island for
his backstory is
several years.
His backstory is basically just Mako. But
then I saw an island.
His backstory is basically.
And then I saw an island off the coast.
It's the same backstory as Mako Tsunami, but with water. But with money.
Yeah,
I don't think Mako Tsunami.
So then I saw an island off the coast. And I swam to it in a raft. Like, how did I miss that? Turns out it was the hallucination of Atlantis, and Darts was calling me because he's
and
by the way,
the entire time, 3 specific Guardian cards from Raphael's deck were his Wilson.
Yes.
Guardian Iatos,
Guardian Chaos, and Guardian Grawl. Anyway, he gets rescued eventually.
Occasionally.
Yes. And I would have been like,
Bobby
Iatos, please. I'm sorry.
Okay, so first thing I have to say about this duel.
Yes.
The Karibo brothers are a very interesting card to me because they are quite literally booba.
Yeah. Yes, Kuriba actually says ba. They all say their names. Kuribo, Kuribi, Kuriba.
And they're named similarly to the booba characters too in
Ba!
that regard.
Yeah, it's all the Japanese syllables. Ba, bi,
So-
boo, bebo.
Oddly enough, Konami has made several new Kuribo cards every year since the dawn of time. They have not just made the straight up recolors of Kuribo that were
No,
featured
they
in
haven't.
this.
They haven't even made
Yeah,
Kuri
Karibo brothers
Babylon
is a
yet.
thing.
They
Yeah.
they have oddly enough made one of the Kuribo fusions seen in this season.
Curry
Yeah,
Babylon?
No, Curry
they have
Bandit.
not made Curry Babylon.
Oh,
They
fuck.
made Curry
They
Bandit
made
though as a real
there
card.
is another Kuribo fusion called Curry Bandit. We will see later
Yeah.
that they have made, but because the quote unquote Kuribo brothers haven't been made yet, they had to retool it completely. It's almost like a certain Orichalco Shuneros we'll meet later.
Yes. So anyway, they
Raphael,
they duel, and
Raphael.
Raphael eventually gets them down to one card each, and he's like, he plays exchange, and he's like, I got a card for you, Pharaoh, and he gives him the necromancy card,
keeps coming up with
and then
with effective
Raphael-
ways to use exchange, and I like it.
Yeah.
Raphael gives him the card, the Seal of Orichalcos, and the Pharaoh's like, yo, what the fuck? And Raphael's like, you couldn't use necromancy on me anyway because my cards never
Yep.
die because I treat them with respect.
So Raphael's strategy
this is a thing that
he will
comes
do
up multiple
literally
times.
anything to keep his cards out of the graveyard,
Yeah.
and that's the
Yeah.
thing. So Yugi has this card that doesn't work unless your opponent has cards in the graveyard. I don't know why you would have that. It
Yeah.
doesn't work. Monster Reborn is so much better. Just
Yeah,
have Monster
well,
Reborn.
Yeah. Anyway,
But,
so
anyway,
and then,
Raphael's whole deal is, Yugi, Pharaoh, whatever. You think you're so hot and heroic and stuff, but I bet you probably fucking owned slaves when you were.
yeah, you were actually evil when you were a pharaoh. Lola, lola,
Like,
lola, lola.
Anubis kept
And then,
calling you the Pharaoh of Darkness, man.
and then,
In all
And
of the
then
early manga,
he
you
gets-
literally murder children like every day. And
Anyway.
again, dude, you
It's
like-
funny. It's funny because when Yugi does eventually use the Seal of Orichalcos, he basically becomes Season 0 Yami Yugi.
Yes.
yeah. So Raphael convinces Yugi to use the Seal of Orichalcos to free his monster.
Yep.
Question mark? Question mark?
okay,
Question
so,
mark? And it turns out it doesn't do that.
Yeah, so
and,
Raphael
Timaeus
used-
runs
yeah,
away.
Okay, so Yugi played Eye of Timaeus to fuse Dark Magician Girl with the dragon, and now it's Dark Magician Girl with Dragon Knight. Then Raphael activates a trap card that turns her into a knife sculpture, Timaeus' worst fear, and he says that the only way to break them out is to change their attack points, which there
Yeah.
are a variety of ways to do that aren't evil. But
Yugi
chooses,
only has one card.
But
And of
Yugi
course,
chooses.
this whole time, Raphael is like taunting Yugi. You must use this card to prove that you don't have darkness in your heart, even though the whole point of the Seal of Orichalcos is to bring out the darkness in your heart.
Yeah. So, like, the Seal of Orichalcos also kind of overrides stuff. Like, it acts as its own power source, or rather, the necklace does. It doesn't matter if you are evil. It doesn't matter if you are evil, as long as you're wearing a specific shiny rock on your person. Then it go. So anyway,
Yeah.
another thing is Yugi's actually about to lose. And as we saw the last time Yugi was about to lose, the Pharaoh does not take too kindly to being about to lose.
Yeah. So,
Nor does he take
Lil-
too kindly to his other self interfering when he is about to lose, apparently.
Lil Yugi is like, please don't use the card.
It very rarely comes up because the Pharaoh is really good at card games, apparently. But the last time that he was going to lose unless he did a very specific thing, and he was conflicted about it, it got, like, when Kaiba was about to kill himself, Yugi just friggin' snapped.
Yeah. And
that was literally the moment where they snapped in half and started to identify as different people.
Yeah.
Yugi and other Yugi.
So Yami Yugi then starts using his monsters and calling them useless and firing them with Catapult Turtle.
Yeah.
And Raphael's like, you're treating your monsters like crap. You'll never win this duel.
Yeah, so the Eye of Demius doesn't like the Seal of Orcalcos. It disappears, and then fucking Raphael has this fucking Swords of Revealing Light, because every villain has that now. Yugi plays it this season, but I guess he's a villain now. But yeah, so Yugi does the thing, like, remember when he played this card, and I said, well, this is the first time we see Catapult Turtle, and the next time we see it, it's gonna be fucking wild.
Yep.
Here, this is it. This is it. He plays Catapult Turtle, and he starts sacrificing his monsters one after another, the way he has criticized two different people for doing in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like he bitched out Rebecca over it. He bitched out Arcana over this. And now he's doing it.
Because now he's evil.
He's got evil red in his eyes.
So I've made fun of the Catapult Turtle thing because Yugi's all on his high horse about, oh, you shouldn't sacrifice all of your monsters just for some points. And then I was like, well, why do you have Catapult Turtle in your deck? It's because the only time he used Catapult Turtle, he only needed to sacrifice one monster and then he won. Here, he sacrifices like a bunch of monsters to win.
Including Dark Magician Girl, who, she like looks back at him like, bitch, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah, Dark Magician Girl is specifically the monster he promised he wouldn't fuck right now. And he's fucking her. And, but Raphael has, so as it turns out, Guardian Iatos, the card that is the most important in the world to him, his aura, apparently he has had TB static glowing around him this whole time, and that was Guardian Iatos' spirit or whatever. Turns out that card's effect is, this card gets the attack points of all the monsters in your opponent's graveyard.
But only when it has a special sword.
Yeah, it can remove it. Okay, basically, its effect
the previous Guardian monsters have all needed to be summoned by specific equip cards, so Guardian Iatos is not exactly the same, but it's similar enough that it's always going to have that sword.
You could remove an equip card from it to banish cards from your opponent's graveyard and gain the attack for each card you banish.
Yep.
That's what it does.
Yeah, so Yugi using Catapult Turtle this way is what fucked him.
Yes.
Because Guardian Iatos this entire time has had the specific ability to fuck people that use Catapult Turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it. And Yugi's all of Yugi's monsters come out of his graveyard and stare at him disappointingly, like, dude, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? And he's like, stop staring at me like that! He literally says that. Stop staring at me like that! I know I fucked up once!
Yep.
And then he loses the duel, and Yugi's like, the seal only needs one soul, and it takes Yugi's soul instead of Yami Yugi, and then he gets knocked out.
And then for the next 4 episodes, Yami Yugi's hair goes flaccid because he's sad.
And he's crying.
He literally cries.
Yes.
He cries a whole bunch, and Raphael leaves on a helicopter, and Weevil and Rex take a ride with them, and then the next duel is two duels are my favorite.
Rex and Weevil are there because it's the whole deal. They're just there
So
for
Rex
some
and
reason,
Weevil-
and
so,
they
yeah.
grab onto the rope bridge they grab onto the rope bridge and they beg Raphael, please, we have no plot relevance, and it's so
Give
sad.
us the power!
It sucks so much. Help!
Yeah.
Let us join you. Let us join you. They literally join up with the bad guys because they want new cards. They want new trading cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
And this is the most
they want to
Yu-Gi-Oh
beat
thing
Joey
ever.
and Joe. And they want
Doma's
to beat Joey and
motivation is that
Yugi
they
for
want to
owning them.
completely annihilate the human race from the face of the earth. And Rex and Weevil, like, Rex literally says to Joey during their duel, because of course they duel after this, he says, "That's fine with me as long as I get to beat you."
Yep. They literally
Yeah.
Dear
says
God,
that. So
this
anyway,
is amazing. They are
they get
much
the
cooler
seal-
when they believe in themselves.
they get the seal of Orichalcos, and then they decide
Like-
they get on the
like,
train.
Depressed
'cause-
Rex
okay.
and Weevil are hilarious, but confident Rex and Weevil are amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically, after this,
Anyway, yeah.
they gotta go to the other fucking side of the
Yes.
country because they're in San Fran, and they need to go to Florida because that's where Atlantis is. So they hop on a train, and Rebecca gets them tickets, and they have to go there. So they hop on the train, and then the train turns out has been hijacked by Rex and Weevil, because of course it has. And now they have to duel them. And this is my favorite duel in this season because I love Rex and Weevil being assholes and being evil.
I
It's
love
very
trains.
funny.
I like trains.
Yeah, so this
I
is like
just
a
love-
two-part duel because the
And-
train splits in half, and one half doesn't have the engine in it, so it just stops.
We need to acknowledge the scene of Rex and Weevil meeting darts.
Oh yes.
It's great. It's just
They
great.
literally I'm not sure they do this in the dub. I mean the original version, but in the dub they explicitly say they want to be supervillains now, and I died. I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna be supervillains now. They're big boy villains now. Remember that scene from Sonic Adventure 2? Where you're a big boy. What does he say? You're a real villain now, Doc. Yeah, that's them.
Yeah, no, they didn't say that in the sub. I kind of wish they did though.
So
Dumb.
the duels. I was apparently misremembering that both of the duels took place on trains.
Well, one of them takes place outside of a train.
So in real life, at least in the United States, most trains will actually have engines on both ends.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that would make sense.
but I guess dueling insects on a moving train makes more sense than dueling dinosaurs.
I guess so.
The setting of they're literally in a wasteland. That's the dinosaur field spell.
Yeah.
Woo.
So now Rex.
Field power bonus.
Yeah. So Rex and Weevil duel Joey and Yugi respectively, and they both want revenge because they got their asses whipped by them in Battle City and became jokes for some reason.
No, specifically, this is specifically Duelist Kingdom related.
Yeah, Duelist Kingdom.
yeah.
Sorry, not Battle City.
We
Duelist
actually
Kingdom.
see flashbacks of them with their season 1 outfits.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so apparently they were big shot celebrities, but they were, assholes. But now they're just assholes, and
One kid asked to get Weevil's autograph, and Weevil said, "Okay, but it'll cost you your rarest card." So he hands him over Dark Ruler
Hades.
They couldn't.
Hades.
In Japan, the card's just called Hades. 4Kids was like, "Nah, Hades."
Yeah, Bakura played this
Dark
card
Ruler
against
hummus.
Merrick. Anyway, Bakura played this card against Merrick once.
Hummus.
Neat.
Anyway, so yep, they but now that they got whipped in the preliminaries of Duelist Kingdom, they're the joke of everyone, and then the kid gets his brother or someone to beat him up and steal his card back.
This is some recursive logic because everyone.
And then after they wait, I almost forgot. After they get beat up by the kid's brother to get back his card, a random stray dog comes in and pisses on
It's
Rex,
actually
and that's
this is
the
actually
funniest
the
shit.
same stray dog. a minute ago in the flashback, we saw Weevil throw a rock at a dog.
Yes.
And then
it's
later
that,
that same dog
Oh
comes
my
back
God,
and
it's-
pees on the one of them that didn't throw a rock at him. If the dog peed on Weevil, that would
What
make sense, but the
losers.
dog peed on Rex. So it wasn't that the dog was peeing on someone out of revenge. It was that the dog was peeing on
Also,
someone because of...
I
it
like
was-
how despite prior to this season, Rex and Weevil never had any screen time except for like together, except for like their first duel. But now where it's established that they were always just good friends.
Yeah, that's just what they do.
And then
Yeah, so it's just some there's some recursive logic here because everyone loved Rex and Weevil for being the champions of all of Japan, and then hates them because they lost to newbies, but they loved the newbies because they won Duelist Kingdom. Okay, so if you acknowledge that the people that beat Rex and Weevil are just really good newcomers, then why do you hate Rex and Weevil for losing to them?
because this is stupid,
And also
people,
they're assholes.
Yeah, Rex and Weevil
Yeah,
are also
just,
assholes. So fuck
like,
them.
am I supposed to feel sorry that Weevil asked for payment for an autograph from this kid because this kid had his brother beat him up with fists?
His brother
Anyway.
was Flashback Josuke. What did you expect?
If Weevil,
It was the time-traveling Josuke from Bites of Dust that never happened.
Actually, this might have been appropriate for the time period because of the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The time-traveling Josuke.
Yeah, that season, part 4 took place in 1999. It's part of the theme song.
Yeah. Although the
And,
flashback where Flashback Josuke took place was like in the late 80s, I think. So
89, wasn't it? Because that was when they were going on. Part 3 was happening.
Maybe this is him at a later point in his life.
maybe.
Who knows?
Good
old
flashback Josuke.
Do you guys think that he died in saving that kid?
We'll never know because Araki forgot. So he did fucking. He even gave fucking Kira. Okay, I'm sorry, this is not Yu-Gi-Oh related, but he gave Kira the time back.
Yeah.
The power that lets him travel back in time. Presumably, so he could go back in time and do this fight, and then it never happened. It was like the limp. It's like the limp dick. Fuck.
Like I see so many people.
He's very clearly Josuke getting bites and dusted so far back, and then he's saving himself.
Obviously.
That is clearly the intention.
Like, okay,
but
I see a bunch of people
happens.
trying to excuse it and say, "Oh no, it was never meant to be Josuke. See, he's like wearing a different school uniform." But I'm just like, so why did they hide his face?
Why they hide his face?
Obviously, there's meant to be a reveal going on there.
Okay, like, Josuke knew the kid was sick. The guy knew the kid was sick. The guy had the same hair, the same fucking clothes almost, was beaten up, which only makes sense if he was previously fighting Kira. The whole thing is so clearly supposed to be that. Okay, you can cut that out because that has nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh.
That is
No,
100%
this is the anime angry show. We angry about anime.
Okay, so Yugi and Weevil and Rex and Joey duel, and they get the sad story, and then they both get owned.
Yep.
But one thing that's important here is Weevil rips out a card. He's like, "This is the card that will save Yugi's life."
No. This is the
he
card that
rips it
is
up.
Yugi's life.
Oh
He
yeah,
says
okay.
that
And
he
then
has
he's
the
like,
copy of Seal of Orichalcos that Yugi's soul is in.
Yeah.
And then he rips it
and then
in half.
he rips it up. And then the Pharaoh gets so pissed. Also, Yugi. Okay. Also, now Rex and Weevil know that the Pharaoh and Yugi are two different people, which I think is kind of neat. But it's never used because this is the last fucking season with these losers in them. So anyway, he rips it up, and then Yugi gets so pissed, and he plays Berserker Soul, and then he does the Draw Monster Card.
Monster
So basically,
Card.
Berserker. Okay. So Berserker Soul allows him to attack as long as he discards his whole hand, and then he can pick a monster with 1500 or less attack, and he can draw. And every time it's a monster card, he gets an additional attack. So he keeps drawing until he draws a non-monster card. So, and then we get the scene of him drawing 7 times. Draw a monster card! Draw a monster card!
When Konami actually made the card, they designed it in a way specifically so that you could replicate this.
Yes.
You don't have the option to stop. You have to keep attacking your opponent. Even if their life... Because it's all part of the same effect.
Yes.
You have to resolve the effect. You have to attack your opponent a dozen times. So if your deck is nothing but monster cards and this one spell card, you attack them 40 times. It's great.
Yes! My friend actually... Okay, so my friend had this deck. It's called Monster Mash. And basically, it's just all monsters, right? And he put one spell in it. Back before Berserker Soul was real, and that one spell was the Berserker Soul from the anime, and basically, he summons Sangan and just draw monster card. You win. You draw your entire deck, and your opponent dies.
Yeah. So Yugi beats Haga in like two attacks, but then he just keeps attacking, and Taya's like, "Stop! He's already dead.
Stop! He's already dead."
Get that Simpsons clip, slap it in here, it's good.
Yes.
Yep.
And then,
of course,
and another
because of plot, the last monster card he had drawn before Taya stopped him was Dark Magician Girl.
Yes. And then he looks at the Dark Magician Girl like, oh, I failed you.
Also earlier in the duel, he tried to play the Eye of Timaeus, but it didn't work.
But it would.
Oh, yeah.
Because Timaeus is still salty. He played the seal.
Like when he draws the card, you see lightning come out of his duel disc. It's so angry at him. And then Weevil knows exactly what's up, and it's like, the card abandoned you, and you dare call yourself a duelist.
And then I don't remember how Joey wins, but who fucking cares?
Amusingly, in real life, the Eye of Timaeus, the card, it's actually the most usable of the 3 legendary dragons.
Yes,
but in this specific instance, it would not have worked. And I don't know if they did that on purpose.
They haven't made the fusion of these 2 cards yet, but they also haven't made Poison Butterfly yet.
Not only have they not actually made Poison Parasite or Poison Butterfly, the Eye of Timaeus specifically only works on Dark Magician monsters.
Yeah, it specifically says Dark Magician. It's
now,
useful.
The reason it's the most useful of the cards is because it doesn't just summon the specific Timaeus cards. It can summon any fusion monster involving a Dark Magician monster.
Yeah, so
you can use
it to summon.
You can use it to pull out Black Flare Knight, Dark Paladin, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Oh no!
Yeah, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon.
Oh, no.
Run away!
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Okay, Red Eye. Yeah, Josie isn't joking. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is one of the dumbest cards ever made. It makes I can't even describe.
So it took them 20,
you win usually.
It took them 30 years for them to realize they hadn't made a Dark Magician Red Eyes Black Dragon fusion, and they made it the most overpowered thing ever. I'm going to shit myself the first time I'm dueling someone and I see it.
Yeah. I refuse to duel people. If someone slaps it down, I just quit because I can't beat it.
Yeah, what the hell does it do?
Okay, so do you remember Chaos? So let me do this, okay? So it has 3,000. It has 3,000 attack.
It has blue eye stats.
3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, and he has 3 effects. He can't be destroyed by card effects. Anything, yeah, fucking anything. He can negate he can destroy a monster in the field and gain its attack. No, wait. Wait. Does he? He also can negate the effects of monster cards and destroy them, and then gain their attack.
Yep.
And
so,
he can destroy a card on the field.
Previously, cards like Penguin Soldier would work on cards that prevent effect damage, but not if they also negate monster effects.
Yeah, he negates a monster effect and then gains the attack of the monsters he negated, right? And he can also destroy a card on the field and then burn your opponent for that much attack points. Also, he can't be destroyed by anything, and he has 3,000 attack. So basically, nothing can fucking kill him.
So basically,
I want you to know the negate effect.
They took every single anime boss monster and put it together and made this.
Yeah,
and
nice.
He could do his negate effect on either player's turn. So yeah, you need like two things. You need two things that don't kill him. They can't kill him. They have to like banish or bounce him or something. Because if it killed him, he just wouldn't give a shit. So yeah.
Anyway, the Eye of Demius. In the anime, for obvious reasons, it is used the least often because Yugi fucked up. It has the least fusion monsters shown at 1.
Yeah. Dark Magician Girl,
the Dragon Knight is the only one we see.
They made Dark Magician the Dragon Knight
in
later.
the real game, because of the actual effect not requiring unique fusion monsters. It actually only has 2. They made one for Dark Magician called Amulet Dragon.
Yeah, we'll see him later.
Yeah.
I don't think that one gets played, actually, does it?
Yeah,
yes, it does.
Oh,
and they made a third one.
Never mind.
They made a third one, Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, which we'll see later. Which we don't see ever because it's not real, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's weird. This is weird. Anyway, Eye of Timaeus. Yugi fucked up. Weevil has a card called Poison Butterfly that's like, what if Parasite was Great Moth?
Yeah.
And that's weird. They haven't made it yet because both of those cards suck.
Yeah.
So why would they make one that's both of them?
Yeah, and I don't remember anything Rex does except he summons Tyrant Dragon, which is a real card, and he also summons
Rex
giant.
Plays a bunch of dragons and dinosaurs and loses.
Funny story. Giant Rex is not a real card. Was not a real card for 10 years after this episode came out, despite the fact that it's featured in these 2 episodes and it's in GX. Tyranno plays it. So
I think the only card he plays that's real besides Tyrant Dragon is Gillosaurus.
Yeah, Gillosaurus is real. But yeah, funny story. When they did finally make Giant Rex, in addition to the effect of not being able to attack directly and having 2,000 attack, they gave it a banish effect, and it turned out it's really stupid, and I hate that card. Fuck you, Giant Rex.
So the way that Joey wins is he brings out Gearfried the Iron Knight and then makes him strip his clothes off.
Yeah, and he becomes... remember, he plays release
He becomes
restraint.
naked Gearfried.
In Japan, he's literally called Naked Gearfried, yes. The card is localized as Gearfried Legendary Swordsman.
The card is localized as Silver Chariot.
Yep.
My armor's off on my Silver Chariot.
This is the point. Like this whole arc is very important for the franchise ongoing because it opens up the lore to be about more than just Egypt. Yeah. If it wasn't for the Orichalcos arc, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX wouldn't have been able to do any of the shit that it did. 5Ds, I guess, because it takes place in the future, could have done shit.
Well, we go Ancient Inca, don't wait.
Yeah.
You wait till we see the Nazca lines.
I'm fairly certain Jaden is a reincarnation of a prince from Atlantis. I don't know.
Not Atlantis, but we're never stated what kingdom
he's a prince from somewhere, but
oh my God,
this Gearfried the Legendary Swordsman is important because there are now like a dozen or so Gearfried cards, including a card called Gearfried the Red Eyes Iron Knight.
Yeah,
which is specifically a Gearfried the Iron Knight that works with the Red Eyes archetype.
Yeah, they also made Red Eyes or Kunai with Chain too. So
yep, there's a Red Eyes Kunai with Chain.
Yeah, a lot of cards that Joey played have been tied in the Red Eyes archetype.
There's a Red Eyes Baby Dragon.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for cards like Red Eyes Goblin Soldier. Red Eyes.
Yeah.
I want Red Eyes. So
The Red Eyes summon Skull too.
Red Eyes Flame Swordsman.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't made that yet.
Yeah, there's
Red
a Red
Eyes
Eyes
Time
there's,
Magician?
there's a Red Eyes Summon Skull.
Or that too.
There
haven't made a Red Eyes
there-
Thousand Dragon,
there
but they
is
did
a
make
new-
100 Dragon.
There is a new version. There is a new fusion of Time Wizard. There is a new fusion monster of Time Wizard, but it's not a Red Eyes card yet.
Oh.
Yeah, and they also made 100 Dragon too.
Yep, there's a
Which
new
is a
there's a
1,000
new
dragon.
there's a new aged up form of Baby Dragon called 100 Dragon. Yes. There's also
Okay, so yeah,
there's also an
basically-
anniversary. There's also like a commemorative card called 10,000 Dragon, which has nothing to do with Baby Dragon.
I was surprised it didn't.
It's called that because it's the
I know.
10,000th unique card Konami has
Oh,
ever
yeah.
designed.
I think you talked about that before, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah, I was just saying I was surprised it's not the-
the card artwork depicts a dragon coming out of the wormhole on the back of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They've
Yes.
basically retconned the backing of the cards to be a
So-
wormhole that a dragon comes out of.
So yeah, Rex loses.
Rex
and
and
now
Lee will fucking
Joey,
die, and Darts is happy because now their souls are actually worth a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now Yugi and Tear are on the train, and Joey and Tristan are sitting in the desert. And
They're
that's kinda how it ends.
trying to walk along the tracks to catch up to the train.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's all they can do, really.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean they're fucked. They're fucked if they don't do this. But
They
I
They don't
think
have
it's,
phones or anything, so.
I don't think it's gonna. Taya owned the only phone in the world, and a gangster broke it. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, there are only 2 cell phones in all of Japan, and Taya lost the only one that they had. There was one that the cops had in season 0, but I don't think it's canon anymore.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So the train fucking derails after Weevil bites it, and like Darts
Oh yeah,
senses
they like
it.
fall into a ravine.
Darts fucking
Yeah.
senses it. Like I was expecting that. Raphael's like, you don't think he's dead, do you? And Darts is all like, well, I hope not. we need him. We need his soul. Shit.
Yeah, because apparently the Pharaoh has the strongest soul on the planet.
Sure,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so
That's
like
what-
We'll
That's what I
find out
said.
later on that his soul may be stronger than the planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
yeah. He's like got infinite soul energy or whatever.
So if he's... Sorry. Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
so
about it.
Anyway, so the Pharaoh wakes up. No, we were supposed to watch to 164.
Yes. So
The Pharaoh and Teo wake up and there's a hippie.
Wait, hold the fuck. I thought it was only 18 episodes.
wait, no, wait, what? Hang on. I think I've seen the wrong things here.
No, we definitely stopped at the right point.
The
We
schedule's-
stopped at we watched
Okay.
up to the point that the Pharaoh fights the ghost of Yugi in
Yes, I was
the
gonna
ball
say.
pit.
Okay.
Oh,
What's
I didn't
happened
see
here?
that.
What's happened here is I've written it wrong in the schedule. I wrote up to 164 or season 4 episode 18. Those are not the same episode.
You mean I was up until
fuck.
4? You mean I was up until 4 a.m. for no reason?
Episode 164 is season 4 episode 20, which we're supposed to watch next time. But I mean, I guess we could talk about it now if everyone's seen it.
I've seen it. I haven't seen it, but I know what
I
happens.
mean, if we
so,
weren't supposed to stop where at 164, that was the better place to stop.
Okay.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
train
okay,
derailed.
I
we'll
asked
just keep
James for
going.
where to
I already-
stop, and he said there. So you know.
Yeah, the train
Okay.
derailed, man. They're dead. Pharaoh's
okay,
dead
whatever.
now.
I know what the fuck happens. So
Pharaoh's
let's
dead.
continue.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Joey and Tristan are walking along, and then the
Should
Pharaoh
we?
he ends up at that fucking what's that place called?
I'm
Oh.
the
confused.
Valley of Lost Souls.
Yeah, the Valley of Lost Souls, and he sees a bunch of people that he's previously
There are
beaten.
so many places
including-
that are just called Death Valley this season.
Okay, well, I mean, Death Valley is a real place, so it's okay. But look,
Yes.
he sees a bunch of people here. Who's our lost souls. He sees Arcana. he sees the Paradox brothers, which is weird because they're not dead.
Well, no, I guess they are. They
You
must
see
be.
his fucking Bandit Keith.
Bandit
Well, Bandit
Keith.
Keith is
See-
definitely dead. Come on.
See, Guillermo was apparently
He's dead in the manga,
Yeah,
but
we
in
see-
the show, he just kind of ran
Guys.
out of the building.
Yeah,
Guys,
he's not
After
dead.
turning insane.
Yeah.
Guys, Guillermo was just roaming the world, just stealing the souls of random duelists. Apparently,
Oh, are you saying that these people
Again.
were taken and we just didn't know?
yes.
Okay.
Again, the dude specifically looked for Rex and Weevil, despite Darts not knowing who they were.
Fair enough.
He clearly was going after famous duelists.
Fair enough.
Yes, all of these people were not dead before Guillermo showed up. Now they are. But we do see Yami Merrick,
Yeah.
confirming that apparently some small part of him does exist still.
Yeah, he's
Oh no.
douche. Well, anyway, and then
They'll never do anything with that.
and then since
So there is a villain in Duel Links who canonically dies by the end of the anime, who he interacts with Kaiba and indicates that one day the real him may return.
Oh.
Plot hooks.
anyway, so then they
Okay.
meet old man and the girl.
Ironheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old man and the Russian figurine
Yes.
that claims
The
to be his
One
daughter.
Piece character.
Yes.
Yes.
The doll that came to life and claimed to be his daughter.
Yes, and
Yes.
then it turns out that that's actually. Wait. Does that part actually come up right away?
Yes.
Yeah,
wait,
okay,
that
yeah,
comes up.
Yeah, they're Darts' dad and daughter, and they're pissed because Darts is
Wait,
an
what?
evil asshole.
Oh yeah, that doesn't come up until later. I thought you were just
Yeah.
mentioning the part where they were
It's-
ghosts and something.
We find
Oh,
out.
yeah,
we
they'll
find
find
out
that
that
out
they're
later.
we find
Oh,
out that
sorry.
they're ghosts that
Spoilers.
fought in the Duel Monsters war.
Yeah, they did that too.
Like Ironheart, Chris, and the dog were actually present when Timaeus got his eye cut out.
Yeah, because
Why is she called Chris?
I don't know.
That's just a weird thing.
Why
I
is-
never.
Yeah, why is she-
Why
called
is the
Chris?
dog named Sunny?
Anyway, and then what does Yugi have to do
we got
here?
Ironheart, Chris, and Sunny.
Yeah, and then Yugi has to
What
do
the
something.
fuck?
Okay, so someone who's watched this episode in the last 10 years, what happened?
Well, Ironheart drags the Pharaoh out to the middle of nowhere and says, "Hey, you gotta go duel yourself."
Yeah,
And then
he duels.
regular Yugi shows up and is like pissed.
Yeah,
and
he's,
Yeah, he's
like,
really
okay.
Stop being a whiny bitch, Pharaoh.
Yes.
Yeah, he basically
He literally
says
says
that.
to him, "Is the only reason your soul was reincarnated was so you can whine at me?" Like he literally
And so
says that.
they start dueling, and their opening hands are the same because of symbolism. And
Yeah.
regular Yugi plays card destruction, so that their decks are reshuffled, and they draw new cards, symbolizing that Yugi and the Pharaoh need to be their own people at some point.
They need to stop being so
Yes.
clingy to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they still obviously they play similar cards because they're the same decks. Only one of them, Yugi says, "Huh? If you're not still evil, I wonder why I, the mirror of your inner self, has this card." And then Yami's like, "Wait, what?" And then Yugi opens the field spell reciprocal on his duel disc.
and plays the seal.
When I first started Yu-Gi-Oh, I never thought I would be so terrified to see someone play a field spell.
The seal of Orichalcos.
Like,
Yes.
Holy
Aw.
shit, this is so intense.
Oh, this is why you
Like-
don't let Babs have dangerous cards.
Like, the earliest field spells in the game were such shit. And here we
Yeah,
are,
they
here we
truly
are,
were.
the most intimidating field spell ever. Just wow. And yeah,
Then-
so Yugi plays the Seal of Orichalcos, and he summons Dark Magician Girl, and Dark Magician Girl is looking at him like, looking at Yami like, yeah, look at me, I'm evil now. You did this. Like she looks so smug about it. Like she's into it. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, we're teaching you.
I hate to interrupt, but here's a meme that needs to go on screen. On screen, rather. The caption is just Exodia.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
That is true. That is Exodia, all right. Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm gonna tweet this. I'm going to tweet this Facebook post.
So,
Yeah.
How do you tweet a Facebook post?
Yeah. So they're dueling, and Lil Yugi is like, I'm using the barrier of Orichalcos, so if you beat me, it's like you're beating the evil inside your heart, and you'll be a good boy, or something.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Your hair will be rock hard once again.
Yes.
You'll get the gel working.
Yes. And Yami's like, oh, I want to be a good boy, but I also don't want to beat up the little boy who is my host. Oh, what do I do?
Oh, Mommy, I want to be a good boy.
Because the Seal of Orichalcos is in play, little Yugi, he doesn't literally spell it out, but he acts like if Yami loses, that his soul will also be taken.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something.
Does the soul version of the Seal of Orichalcos work?
I mean, if Yugi is here, that means that the Valley of Souls has an internet connection to the Seal of Orichalcos database.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, the Seal of Orichalcos is connected to this valley.
So if Lil Yugi won, does that mean they'd both be trapped in the Valley of Souls as souls?
I guess.
I bet Lil Yugi would feel real stupid after that.
But anyway, Yami wins by not playing Catapult Turtle.
Yes.
Oh, and regular Yugi played Catapult Turtle.
Yeah, it's like
Catapult
symbolism
Turtle
that rhymes.
bad!
Fuck you guys, I'm gonna win with my Catapult Turtle FTK and you can't stop me. I summon Magical Scientist.
Yes. So in the real game, Catapult Turtle is very OP.
Well, not really. I don't want to say Catapult Turtle is OP. It's more so that cards that can summon a bunch of stupid monsters that Catapult Turtle can shoot at you is OP.
So yeah, there was a card called Magical Scientist. You could use it to summon fusion monsters, a bunch of them at once, and you could sacrifice them all with Catapult Turtle, do a bunch of damage, you win right away. Yeah. All you need is two monsters on the field.
Yeah.
I should put Catapult Turtle in the deck with Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
Magical Scientist is banned now.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a bunch of cards. They made a card later called Mass Driver, which is just that, but not a monster. It just, you tribute monsters to burn your opponent. And basically Mass Driver is banned.
They've made several new versions of Catapult Turtle.
Yes, they made a
including one that just does something with Gaia the Fierce Knight.
Yeah, there was a card called Substitute. It let you summon a bunch of frogs. That's banned because Catapult Turtle. They made a card called Mind Master that let you summon a bunch of psychic monsters. That's banned because of Catapult Turtle.
So basically, Catapult Turtle is the reason half the TCG gets banned.
Sounds like if they just banned Catapult Turtle, it would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
No, Catapult Turtle isn't broken, though. You shouldn't be able to summon an infinite amount of monsters anyway.
Sounds like
any card that lets you summon 30 monsters in one turn probably shouldn't be real
Wait, did you just summon 30 monsters in one turn? Yeah, so that's against the rules, isn't it? Screw the rules, I have Catapult Turtle! Wait, I have Catapult Turtle. Everyone has Catapult Turtle!
Guardian? Okay, there's a Guardian card that's unplayable. You know how the Guardians work, right?
Yeah,
so
they're...
Equip spell, and then you can summon the monster once you have the equip spell out.
You guys,
So,
you know
there's a
Raphael's cards? You know the monsters that
Mhm.
can't be summoned unless you got
Yeah.
equip spells on the field?
Yeah, those.
So one that I don't think he plays is called Guardian Elma. Guardian Elma's equipped spell
Butterfly
is part
Dagger
is
Elma.
part of an Exodia one-turn kill. So
Yeah.
it was banned very early, and so Guardian Elma is unplayable.
Yeah. Basically, what that card did is every time it was destroyed, it's an equip spell. When it's destroyed, it returns to your hand. So there's a card, Gearfried the Iron Knight. His effect is he can't be equipped with equipped spells or they get destroyed. So you can keep equipping it to Gearfried forever.
And there is a card called Royal Magical Library that every time a spell card is activated, you get to draw a card.
Yeah. So you can see where this goes.
So basically, you play Elma, you draw a card, Elma is destroyed. You play Elma, you draw a card, Elma is destroyed. You play a card, Elma is destroyed. Draw a card.
Well,
Infinity.
Royal Magical Library gives you a spell counter, and once you have 3, you can remove them to draw a card.
I simplified it by just skipping the word token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes on
so
forever. So that card's banned too.
So as it turns out, it's really hard to balance a game that you have to keep making stuff for. Yeah. But anyway, Yugi, what does Yami do that he wins? Is he plays a trap card, I guess?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He plays a card that he plays basically he plays Magic Cylinder or whatever.
Yeah, and then Yugi wins, goes back to normal, and his hair becomes erect once more.
No, not Yugi.
But he's not out of the woods yet, because Darts walks through his clothes beam door and looks at his big old screen that tells him what's going on. and he says,
apparently, while Yugi was in the Valley of the Souls or whatever, Darts couldn't spy on him, so he sent Raphael to spy on him. Yeah. And Raphael apparently couldn't enter the valley because you need to have plot armor. And so Darts says, throw a rock at it. So Raphael takes his necklace off and throws his necklace at it, and his necklace turns into a monster.
And now his deck turns into a Halo grunt.
Also the monster has a dual disc.
Yes, it turns into the Orichalco Soldier, which is a giant thing with a giant dual disc.
A giant dual disc that apparently they had 10,000 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just part of the armor with them, apparently.
It's just part of the armor.
It's just how they be.
And they never. It's worth noting. It's worth noting. It's never used. Like after this point, there are hundreds of Orichalco soldiers that'll eventually show up.
So,
Not one of them ever uses the dual disc.
No.
Well,
Okay,
they didn't have cards.
So one walks up to Yugi and immediately the seal of Orichalcos just drops. And one of the lights, one of the card holders on the dual disc lights up, and then another giant monster shows up.
Yes.
And this is a card that it hasn't been made yet, but in the universe of the show, this is a card called Orichalcos Gigas. When it's destroyed, it comes back again immediately.
But stronger.
The word immediately is what jumps out. It means that if you kill it, it comes back right after you killed it. The same turn. The same battle phase.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kill it over and over again. You can't... the Pharaohs... Yami is like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And Ironheart's all like, well, Yami gave me his dragon because he's mean. So I should bring him his dragon. So Ironheart just starts sprinting towards the valley of the whatever, and like he beeps it.
But Darts is summoning lightning to stop him.
Yeah. Yep. And so Chris tags in for him and starts riding her dog.
Her dog is a monster
Pharaoh.
or something.
Her dog is Silverfang, Yugi, the wolf monster from Yugi's Duelist Kingdom deck.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But then the dog gets hit by lightning.
Yeah, the dog gets hit by lightning.
And then Chris gets hit by lightning.
But like, she manages to just barely get Yugi the card.
Yes, because apparently she can get through the Orichalcos barrier and just hand it to
I
him.
don't know why they couldn't just throw it. So many characters have handed each other cards by just throwing them.
Maybe it's too far.
Yes, it was too far, but they like when you're halfway there, throw it.
Maybe it doesn't work like that. Maybe the barrier would just be like, nope, not doing it.
Oh, yes.
Unless like you physically hand it through.
Yes, the seal of Orichalcos. It doesn't like it when you're rude. You have to hand the things politely. So anyway, yeah. So Timaeus has decided that Yami is not a dick anymore. So
Yeah, because he defeated the evil in his heart.
He do it good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't actually a duel, but it sort of is. Orichalcos Gigas alternates between trying to smash Yugi's monsters and just smash Yugi.
Yep.
Yugi summons Obnoxious Celtic Guardian in probably the most useful it's ever been for Yugi. Obnoxious Celtic Guardian's effect is it can't be destroyed by monsters that are strong. And Orichalcos Gigas is pretty strong. Orichalcos Gigas is pretty strong.
Damn right.
So Celtic Guardian is doing pretty good at protecting Yugi.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Yep.
And then he brings out the Timaeus.
He brings out Mr. McGuffin boy. Yes.
Yep.
And then he summons Titty Girl and gives her her titty armor.
He's
and she doesn't.
And that's how
she's not wearing pants.
Oh dear.
She doesn't wear pants.
What a shame.
She never wore
she's
pants.
She's just wearing the upper half of the suit of armor.
Well, that doesn't seem
it's just
very
kind of like an
practical.
art. I mean, she's a magician, to be fair, so
Yeah, well,
we all know her hit points would be garbage.
well, she's a magician and she sits naked on a dragon.
And somehow the dragon makes Yugi win. I forget exactly how.
The Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, has some sort of effect. I forget what it does. I never use it. I always just use Dark Cavalry. The Dark Magician guy, the Fierce Knight one. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. I'm trying to look up what it does. Ah, here it is. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Must be fusion summoned. Once per turn, send one card from your hand to the GY. Target one face-up card on the field. Destroy it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that works.
Neat.
I mean, it doesn't, because as written, the effect of Orichalcos Gigas is, if it's destroyed, it comes back.
Well, is that just destroyed by battle or destroyed by card effects too?
Yugi specifically tries destroying it with Fissure.
Oh yeah.
A spell card. It doesn't work.
Dragons are too good.
I think what it's supposed to mean is that the legendary dragon cards specifically counter the Orichalcos cards. But
except when they don't.
It's stupid.
Anyway, that's actually where we read up to.
I really want my Eye of Demius Poison Butterfly fusion. Damn it! I want to know.
It's waiting for you in the same place Colorless Chaos King of Dark World is waiting.
Carlos!
Yeah. So overall, like, I'm really liking this season so far. I think it's very cool. It's got a lot of plot. It's not just duels. I like that.
Yep. And it because of this arc, the franchise will never die.
Yay.
This arc opened up the plot to be about things other than Egypt.
Yep. That's real neat.
Yep. If it wasn't for the Orichalcos arc, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX wouldn't have happened, and it's Linkara's favorite series, so I would be sad for him.
Yeah. Quick other notes, things we didn't mention yet. For a long time, I thought that Darts was a woman because he's voiced by a woman in the Japanese version.
And he wears very bulky clothing, so you don't really see if he have the titty.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And he has very feminine.
Voiced by, like, a famous actress.
He has very feminine features.
Yeah.
I think that's just a thing. Characters with heterochromia in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are androgynous.
I guess so.
But we'll learn later on that it's not real, that thing you said with his eyes.
Heterochromia. Heterochromia. It means having two different eye colors.
Yes.
There is another character introduced in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, who is also a villain introduced in Season 3, with heterochromia that is not natural, who is also very androgynous. Unlike Darts, however, I really like this character, and also they're really hot. I really don't like Darts that much. I think he's intimidating, but he doesn't have that much of a character. But
that is a thing in this arc too. Darts is basically Diet Coke Merrick.
We'll basically. Oh yeah, and this character I'm also talking about is also Merrick, basically. There are lots of things, but we'll find out why Darts doesn't really have much of a character. Liam, you probably know this.
Ryuzaki gripped a burger so hard that it disintegrated.
Yeah. So,
Mr. Ryuzaki, I'm not feeling so good.
Rex and Weevil don't really seem to understand how Yugi's and his friends' group dynamic works. Yugi has every reason in the world to hate Weevil, but he doesn't. So, if they had just asked Yugi and his friends to take them to industrial illusions straight from Japan, they wouldn't have had the ride in the baggage hold. They're idiots. It's they are just completely thick-headed and do not realize that if they wanted to, they could just hang out with Yugi and his friends.
Yes.
Weevil was the first person to fuck with Yugi that didn't have magical powers in the anime, at least, the Duel Monsters anime.
Yeah.
Technically, Kaiba didn't have magical powers at the time, but now he does.
Yeah.
And always has.
Yeah, and then the last thing I want to mention is there's a couple times in this where we see a newspaper article. The first time that we see a newspaper article is all written in French, and it's about trade unions in Canada, increasing pay.
We didn't bring up the map.
Oh god, the map! They screenshotted some online map.
Taya looks up a map of California, and it's a screenshot of a predecessor to Google Maps. Also, it's not of California; it's of Arkansas.
Yes.
I also want to point out
this whole discussion about where they were and where Industrial Illusions was, and we placed it in Tennessee, but no, it's just in California, and the map was wrong.
Yeah.
Now, the worst part about this image of a map is the screenshot you sent wasn't even the worst part. It was the next scene from a bird's eye view, where you can see the car sort of vibrating with everyone in it. The screenshot of the map stays perfectly still. They didn't keyframe that with the rest of the scene. The map is the scene is moving. It's almost like they have the map as a cutout. They have the map itself as a transparent object.
Yes.
And the map is just in the background, but it's not moving?
Yeah.
That is exactly what happens. They have the map open as a chowder texture, yes. Because they couldn't... See, what most media does when they try to portray a map is they just have a blank rectangle with some lines drawn on it.
Yes.
just don't over detail it, and it'll just look like a background element. It's fine.
You don't need to show the actual animation going on here with the map, because it's not something that can be translated just from a screenshot.
So, like, Tristan is trying to help Taya identify routes and stuff, and, like, Taya is all like, why would we go to Alaska? You suck. And, like, Taya, you are looking at a map of the wrong state.
Yes.
Can we also point out the stuff that we discovered about the area around Industrial Illusions and how it, the conspiracy theory in real life about Pegasus?
So despite how ridiculous this map and its presence in the show is, I think it might have been an Easter egg, because it turns out that region of Arkansas has like a shit ton of stuff. It has like a shit ton of things that with similar names to characters and objects from this show.
Yeah. Well, not quite Arkansas, but Tennessee, like the next day over. Where you got
Arkansas,
Memphis.
Tennessee, same
There's
thing.
like a paint shop called Pegasus.
Yes, the Pegasus painting. It's like, painting and decorating. And then just west of Memphis, there's a small town called Crawfordsville.
It's absolutely meta, and I refuse to believe that they didn't do this on purpose.
Oh, and
the whole point, I firmly believe that they made the map look as stupid as they did just so people would be like, that doesn't look right. I'm gonna look into this myself.
And then we got into a discussion about the spin-off manga Yu-Gi-Oh! R, which I am eternally confused why they never adapted into an anime.
Because the whole premise of Yu-Gi-Oh! R, if I'm understanding, is that Pegasus is dead and his son wants revenge. But that's not a thing here.
See, it's an alternate universe from the manga.
It's already an alternate continuity, so it might as well.
And also, the Dark Side of Dimensions isn't a sequel to the anime, it's a sequel to the manga.
Yeah. But don't worry, we got Capsule Monsters coming up.
Yeah, so we're already getting it.
God.
That's even more confusing, because Capsule Monsters, they specifically asked for that show to be made for them so they could dub it, but why is R? Anyway, Yu-Gi-Oh! R. Like, apparently, all of the villains in Yu-Gi-Oh! R are named after landmarks in Oregon that just so happen to also be the names of project titles by Intel computers.
Isn't Bandit Keith an antagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! R?
Yes,
actually. All of the original antagonists. That
actually brings up an interesting point. Bandit Keith in the manga was supposed to have died when he dropped off the cliff in Duelist Kingdom. So why is he back in Yu-Gi-Oh! R?
He was brought back to life by Pegasus' stepson.
Okay, sure.
Why are you not reading this for the show?
We could if you want to, but we'd have to
We
do it
should.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah,
I want to know what
find a
happens
spot
too.
after recording to fit it into the schedule and find the manga. Except it's going to be very hard to find now because Kiss Anime just died.
Yeah, it did.
And Kiss manga.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go over this.
Maybe yeah.c has it.
They probably do.
I'm just gonna quickly go over this list. There is a character named Deschutes, which is the pre-release code name for the 333 megahertz P6 Intel Pentium 2 chip.
Nice.
There's a character named Tillamook, so Deschutes County is the name of Oregon. There's a Tillamook, Oregon. It's a city, I guess. And it's the code name, it's the pre-release name for the embedded 266 megahertz Intel Pentium MMX chip. I'm just gonna go with the last name of the Klamath 300 megahertz Intel Pentium 2.
Nice.
Covington.
We'll go
Intel
over this
Pentium
if we
2.
cover Yu-Gi-Oh! R.
Yeah. We'll go into it more then.
There's a character named after Pentium 4!
Good.
Last thing that I just want to mention before we go is there is a second newspaper article that we see, and it's literally just an article about the Iraq War that was published like 5 days before the episode came out.
Good.
Yeah, they were apparently they were editing the episode a week before it came out.
Yeah.
Wait, so hold on. Now, these episodes came out in what? But we're going like 2004 or 5 now?
2003.
Okay. But they're supposed to take place in 1999.
1996.
Yeah, 96.
That's even worse. So the Iraq War wasn't even happening yet.
Yeah.
The Iraq War wasn't happening for the better part of a decade after this is supposed to take place.
Maybe it's the Gulf War. Maybe it's the Gulf War.
Liam?
No, they specifically mentioned Saddam Hussein. And
Liam?
like...
Well, Saddam Hussein was involved in the Gulf
Was he?
War.
Okay, okay. I looked it up anyway. It is actually a real article that exists.
The timeline of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is irrevocably different than ours because magic is real.
This ain't fucking Steven Universe.
It might be.
We don't
never
have a
see
giant
Russia.
hole where Russia used to be.
We never see Russia in Yu-Gi-Oh! It might not exist.
Yeah, we do. They go to Russia in GX. We go to
What?
Earth Academy.
Oh,
Isn't that implied to be where Imelda's from? It looks like he's supposed to be from somewhere around Russia.
Oh, fuck. That makes sense. I was wondering where the fuck... He looks white, so I was wondering where the fuck country he was from. I forgot
He's
Russia
probably from, like, the
exists.
Ukraine or something.
I forgot Ukraine exists. Just like the world did.
I think that's probably as good a place as any to end.
A guy named the Tsar.
Oh yeah. So
in GX,
there's a student who tries to transfer from GX Academy.
We will get to all of that when we get to GX.
So Russia kidnaps him and tries to drown him in a submarine.
For now, let's just be happy that we're only doing Duel Monsters at the moment. And next time, we'll be seeing the rest of Season 4. Like 20-ish episodes more of that.
Yeah!
Cool. Yeah.
Or Macacomalos!
Yeah, we'll go see that next time. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you then. Bye-bye.
I like trains.